And we're about set here. They're still early. I guess the officials wanted to get it on quicker than the rest. And here comes Oak Ridge onto the field wearing their Cardinal on Cardinal jerseys, which in big games in the past, according to some groups of Oak Ridge fans, say it's cursed. I mean, they have struggled at times when they've worn these jerseys. Hopefully tonight that won't be the case as the band plays the fight song. And we're just moments away from the kickoff of the first round of the TSSAA playoffs. The Wildcats 9-1, facing the Hilltoppers, also 9-1. The winner to play the winner of tonight's Hardin Valley Maryville ball game going on at Maryville.
The winner of that, is that going to be in doubt?
You know, no, probably not. Yeah, there's no way in the world, in my opinion, that Hardin Valley can compete with Maryville. But, you know, you never know what happens, and that's why they play them. But I would be totally surprised. It's the kind of an interesting exit for the band. They're
never seen that before.
They are coming off the field through the kickoff return team of Science Hill, which is already on the field, lined up and ready to go. The Wildcats are yet to take the field because it is not. Well, it's just now 7 o'clock, so the Wildcats are on time here.
They're on time. Science Hill came out early.
They're going to drop back a couple guys to receive the kick. For them will be number 45 and number 24, Lindstrom and Will Adams, 5'10", 170-pound senior. They're going to get the ball first, and they've got a great offense. I talked about their quarterback. The Wildcat defensive backs are going to be tested big time tonight. Brett Beeler has the ball down on the tee, and this is a time where he needs to put it in the end zone, and he's capable. Here's the kickoff of the ball game. He drills it. It's a line drive. It is going to be a touchback. Kind of misread the kick, I thought, that time. It looks like he thought it was going to go into the end zone at first, but then it wasn't, and then he retreated backwards, and then it went into the end zone. It is a touchback.
Yeah, it's Will Adams, number 45. Again, he's standing at about the 3-yard line. Ball's coming right to him, takes 2 steps up, and the ball goes right over his head and hits about the 2-yard line. So would have been returnable, but maybe a break for the Wildcats as the Hilltoppers will take over on their own 20-yard line.
Quarterback is 6'1", 185-pound senior Reed Hayes. In the backfield with him is Will Adams, and he wants to throw on first down or might run. He's going to run, and then he's going to be sacked. Not sacked, actually. He got about 2 yards on the play. And knocked down right at around the 22-yard line. The tackle is made by Chris Ramsey, the Wildcats. Setting the starters for Oak Ridge. We'll do that between plays. I'll let you set the defensive starters for the Wildcats. It is second down in about 7, 11:37 to play here in the first quarter, just underway. Shotgun for Hayes. Handoff goes to the running back. He is hit at the line of scrimmage, moves the ball forward to the 25, gain of about a yard. It'll bring up third down and about 5 yards to go after the Adams run.
And starting on the defense for the Wildcats, Tyler Dowdy, Chris Ramsey, Darius Patterson, Ethan Grumsky playing the front 4. Linebackers are Spratling, Clark, Norman, and the secondary, Tevin Springs, Richard Turner, Rashad Gray, and Jemiah Hall.
Here they come to the line, third down 5. 2 receivers split to the right, 2 to the left. Quarterback back to pass, has some time, floats one down the field, should be intercepted. There should be pass interference. Should have been offensive pass interference. It's an incompletion anyway, and the Wildcats will get it, and Brandon Balls will drop back to receive the punt.
You know, I'm not too sure if you're not right there, David. I think that could have been an offensive pass interference. The ball looked like Trey John was just sitting there waiting for it, and the receiver came in, did a good job of, I mean, what's the worst that can happen there? But he kind of deflected it when he did. He came over the back of Trey John. Nice job of 3 and out for the Wildcats. And you have to look at this, David. Their quarterback is also their punter.
He's going to do that little rugby kick, a high, wobbly kick. Brandon Bonds fields it and will return it. Moves the ball to the 40, blasted right at the 41-yard line. I thought he would call for a fair catch because that's what he normally does, but he got it, returned it for about a yard, and paid for it at the end. It'll be 1st and 10 Oak Ridge at the Wildcat 41.
Well, it's a good start so far for Oak Ridge. Again, 3 and out. The defense came in, did a great job of holding a very high-octane offense to, I guess, maybe, 3-4 yards. And again, Oak Ridge gets a really good field position for their first possession on their own 41-yard line.
Blake Goins, Robert Valdez, receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left, Jalen Miller and Ethan Wheeler. Wildcat quarterback is Rian Hall, rolls to his left, has some time, fires a pass complete to Jalen Miller at the 45, to the 50, to the 45, down the field, all the way to the Science Hill 41-yard line. We're going to be 1st and 10, Oak Ridge.
Well, nothing much to that, David. Just run your big receiver out, throw him the ball, and once he gets it, he tucks inside of that corner that comes out and picks up another 10 or 15 yards, and really good start for this Wildcat offense.
I meant to watch what Zach Clark's snap was, but I was too busy doing what I normally do, and that's watching Rian Hall. 1st and 10 at the Hilltopper 41-yard line. Shotgun once again. Matt Moore is the running back. The Wildcats have another back in the backfield with. There's movement across the line. Should be 5-yard step off. And, you've talked about this. The Wildcats go on that cadence. Both tackles jumped across the line.
Well, again, if they did that, they haven't been, something's wrong, because it's the same thing that Oak Ridge has done for now 11 games. Exact same thing. Every play, 11 games. How can you watch one bit of film and then have your guys jump across the line of scrimmage?
Chris Ramsey's the fullback. The tailback for the Wildcats is Matt Moore. Receivers to the right, 2 of them, 1 to the left, 4-man front for the Hilltoppers. Rian Hall hands it off to Chris Ramsey, who moves the ball for what appears to be first down. His first carry of the season. And Coach Blade had been telling me that with his number that he would not be eligible, but he carries it and gets positive yardage. His first carry of the year.
So if he's not eligible to run, how did he just run the ball?
I guess they looked into it. I guess it's okay. And here he comes once again. He'll be the fullback. The tailback is Matt Moore. 2nd down, 1 yard to go. 4-man front. Rian Hall this time under center. The movement as Ramsey carries the ball again for a good yardage, and I like that. They got a big lineman type just plowing straight ahead, and he picks up an Oak Ridge first down.
Well, that is good, but now, David, you look at Chris Ramsey. He's coming out of the ball game. He's either tweaked or busted an ankle, it looks like. He comes out, and that's a big player for you. It's starting a 2-way starter, so got to keep our eye on and see what's going on with Mr. Ramsey there.
Ball is at the Hilltopper 27-yard line. 9:12 to play. First quarter, 0-0 the score. I formation Oak Ridge. The tailback now, Matt Moore, the Wildcats. Rian Hall will pass. Has time, goes into the end zone to a man. Incomplete. Boy. Split the defense right at the post was Rashad Gray. It'll be 2nd down facing the Wildcats.
Wow, I tell you what, when he first threw it, you thinking what's going on, and then Rashad just kind of separated himself from the defenders back there and got behind him, and Ryan just overthrew him just a little bit. And boy, what would have been a nice, exciting, would have been a good catch.
Ball is at, as I mentioned, the 27-yard line of the Hilltoppers. The Wildcats with Jalen Miller and Ethan Wheeler splitting to the right. Blake Goins to the left. The Wildcats have Elliott Norman in the backfield along with Matt Moore. Quarterback is Hall. 2nd and 10. High snap. What's the call? I hear some cheers across the way. Obviously, the Wildcats this time were the team moving, and that'll be a 5-yard step off against them. You got a new center, so maybe he didn't snap it when they needed it. I didn't see it. Cam, did you see it? He didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
Well, it'll be a 5-yard step off. 2nd and 15. The ball's at the 32-yard line. Under 9 minutes to play in the first quarter. The Hilltoppers were 3 plays and a punt. The Wildcats have moved from their own 41 inside the Hilltopper 35. 2nd down, 15 yards to go. Rian Hall at quarterback. Back to pass. Now we'll run it. He moves the ball to the 30, to the 25-yard line. Tackled at the 24. The ball comes scooting out of there, but he was down. It'll be 3rd down and about 7 yards to go. Hilltoppers, our offensive line, doing a pretty good job giving him some time. The time it collapsed a bit, but it'll be 3rd down and long.
Yeah, you look at they look physical. Their secondary looks to be kind of thicker than our guys, and their linebackers look like they're bigger. And I think to a man, it looks like they're like 10 pounds heavier than every position we have. Big boys.
Shotgun formation once again for Hall. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Rian Hall back to pass. Fires it past. Jalen Miller makes the catch and moves the ball maybe for a yard or so. A little pass as he cut inside. I know there's a quick decision on that call. It's going to be 4th down. And what do you do right here? You're obviously they are going to go for it. But I was thinking you might want to go get some points early.
I don't know. I like, now they are kicking into the wind, and it would be a pretty decent field goal. I mean, the ball's on the 23, so you're looking at a 40-yard field goal, but they are going to go for it.
The Wildcats rolling to his right. Here they go into the end zone. Incomplete. He had him. Elliot Norman he was I believe the intended receiver. He just couldn't quite catch up to it. But once again, that's twice now. That play looks like it's going to be open.
Well, I'll tell you what, he had him, and maybe Elliott catches that ball if this game is a week earlier. Maybe he's just the fact that he's hobbled just a hair, but you just send your tight end or fullback straight down the middle of the field. He gets behind the defenders, and he was there.
Did you see Camden Clark split out to the right?
No, I did not.
He did. He was split out to the right. As the quarterback, once again from Science Hill, play is for about 2 yards. A catch is made by the Hilltoppers. Out there to defend it, I think, was Elliot Norman, I believe. It'll be a gain of about 2. The quarterback is Reed Hayes. I mentioned he has 2,100 yards this season, 30 touchdowns on the year. They are 9-1 coming into this game. They're going to give him no game. They are going to give him. I was about to say that would be a terrible spot there. Gain of 2 yards, second down 8. Quarterback hands it to the back, and he goes no place. He's blasted at the line of scrimmage. Hilltoppers having trouble moving the ball right now as Adams carries for about 1 yard. It'll be third down and 7 yards to go.
Have we always had that many cheerleaders?
Yes. Well, I'll tell you what it is. There's only one group. There's not a freshman group. It's freshmen. They're all together. They don't have a freshman group. That's why.
Wow, I didn't realize there were so many of them.
Third down, 7 yards to go. Back to pass. Boom! Quarterback is sacked. Down he goes at the 20-yard line. The Wildcats came in. Grumsky and company drop him, and they'll be forced to punt.
Well, again, I tell you, Ethan Grumsky comes in with his motor running. Quarterback, so heralded, Reed Hayes, has a second to throw, but, anything over that, he doesn't have any room, and Ethan Grumsky comes from the blind side and gets a nice sack.
So once again, they're forced to punt. Fourth down, 11 yards to go. Brandon Bond standing back at the 41-yard line. And the snap, he punts it, and it's a low line drive kick. It's going to bounce and take a pretty good Hilltopper bounce inside the 35-yard line. We're roll dead at the 32, and that is where Oak Ridge will take over first down.
I'm going to make a statement right here from what I've seen in one series on offense. We got to run the ball. We ran the ball 4 or 5 times and got 4 or 5 yards out of whack. It's early in this ball game. I say we run it.
We'll see what Coach Blade elects to do here as the Wildcats come up. First down, 10 yards to go, 5:52 to play. Quarterback is Rian Hall, Matt Moore in the backfield. They'll put 5 on the front there. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Rian Hall rolls to his right, has a lot of time, fires a pass caught. Ethan Wheeler at the 40. At the 45-yard line, tackled at the 46. First and 10. Oak Ridge is sure-handed. Ethan Wheeler makes his first catch of the night. It'll be first and 10.
Nice job by Ethan Wheeler. Number 1, get open. Rian Hall did a nice job of getting him the ball once he was open. And then Ethan gets it, turns north and south, makes the first guy miss, and picks up another 4 or 5 yards after the catch.
Ball is at the Wildcat 45. Oak Ridge moving right to left here in the first quarter. 5:35 to play. We have no score. Rian Hall, shotgun, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left once again. Here's the snap. Little screen pass. Jalen Miller. It's incomplete. Kind of a low pass out to Miller, and it'll be incomplete. Second down, 10 yards to go. Wildcats offensively. We'll set the lineup for you here. Scott, if you would.
Let's see. We're starting on the offensive line. We got Cam Clark, Chris Ramsey, Zach Clark, Payne Atkins, Tim Grabenstein on the offensive line. Rian Hall, quarterback. Robert Valdez, H-back. Running back, Matt Moore. Receivers, Blake Goins, Ethan Wheeler, and Rashad Gray.
Second down, 10 yards to go. The ball at the 45-yard line. Shotgun once again for Rian Hall. He'll run the ball himself, but he is tackled and sacked for a loss of about 4 or 5. Somebody got in there really quick.
Yeah, it looks like Gad Nagba comes in and makes a tackle. It looks like somebody may have missed a block there, David. Rian Hall fakes the ball one way and comes back the other way. Doesn't have a whole lot to work with. Brings up a third and about 13 yards for the first down. 4 minutes, 57 seconds left to go in this first quarter.
Miller and Wheeler splitting out to the right. Oak Ridge with Elliott Norman and Matt Moore in the backfield. Goins is split to the left. Man coverage on him. Shotgun for Hall. Back to pass. In a lot of trouble running. Moves the ball, wants to throw. Now he's going to run the ball. He's going to get a first down. Oh, and somebody just got nailed. Rian Hall across the 30, down to the 25-yard line. Somebody got hammered, and they will be the hit of the week. I can tell you on the TV show, I saw just a huge collision, and that guy is having trouble getting out.
He is, David, and I have no idea. Maybe we can find out who that was. But, I mean, a massive block as Rian Hall's coming down the field. It looks like maybe one of the linemen had kind of circled back, or maybe a receiver. I don't know who it was, but just annihilated this guy. And, David, he's down, and, I mean, just a massive, massive hit as we're going to probably need to take a break. This young man may be on the ground for a little bit. So we'll take a break, come back to Blankenship Field in 1 minute.
Welcome back to Blankenship Field. David Clary, Scott Munger, Cam Gregg. The Wildcats have it 1st and 10 at the Hilltopper 25-yard line. Young man comes off the field on his own power. Ball's at the 25-yard line. Rian Hall, nice run, has the snap, will run the ball himself. Outside of a block, works the ball to the 20, to the outside corner, to the end zone. No, he's going to go down at around the 6-yard line where it'll be 1st and goal for the Wildcats. Oak Ridge's offensive line doing great right now.
They are doing a fantastic job. I know one play they kind of had some seepage, but on that play again, Ryan fixed the handoff one way, takes off the other way, and makes his move about the 12-yard line. The corner over there completely bit. Just what's the old saying, that may need to go pick up his jockstrap, because Ryan Hall did a great job of faking him out of that.
1st and goal, Oak Ridge at the Johnson City Science Hill 6-yard line. 4:07 to play. Wildcats come to the line once again. The shotgun formation for the quarterback, senior Rian Hall. Matt Moore in the backfield with him. Ryan's going to take the snap and run the ball inside the 5 and will get tackled at around the 4. 3 minutes, 52 seconds in a quarter, totally dominated offensively. Time of possession, anyways, by the Wildcats. But they haven't put any points on the board, but they're inside the 5, officially at the 4-yard line. Here comes big Chris Ramsey into the game, and coming out of the game, running better than I've seen him all week in practice, is Elliott Norman. He is taped under his socks and on top of his shoe. He's got double tape job. As the Wildcats come up with the big fullback, Chris Ramsey. Matt Moore is the tailback. Matt hadn't even gotten the call, I don't think, as Chris gets the hand. No, it's Ryan once again moving the ball forward, and the ball comes out of there. Hilltoppers say they have it. The pile is undone, and the Wildcats, let's see, I've seen no signal from the officials at all.
Oak Ridge ball.
Oak Ridge ball somehow. And the Hilltopper faithful not too happy. It'll be 3rd down goal to go. The Wildcats get Elliott Norman back in the ball game. Goins comes out. Grumsky is in the ball game. Got to get the right personnel. Wheeler's kind of coming out of the game. Jalen Miller, here comes Oak Ridge to the line. 3rd down goal to go. The ball at the 3-yard line. Full house backfield. They're going to hand it off Matt Moore to the end zone. Not quite. No signal. 4th down goal to go for the Wildcats. Got to get points out of this one. I mean,
well, you got to get points, and now it's 4th down and maybe a 1 or 2. Looks like they're going to spot it just inside of the 2-yard line. It looks like Coach Blade doesn't want anything to do with the field goal. He's going to try to make a statement here and go for 6 points.
The ball is right at the 1-yard line, going right to left. Rian Hall under center. Everybody stacked on the line. Handoff goes Matt Moore. That's a touchdown for the Wildcats.
Yes.
Oak Ridge, 6 points on the board. 2:05 to play first quarter as Matt Moore takes it across from 1 yard out.
Woo, kind of scary down there, David, with the ball on the ground and, barely making it. But Oak Ridge just needed 1 yard. They got it on a Matt Moore scamper as Oak Ridge will take the lead 6-0. Brett Beeler onto the field to attempt the extra point.
2 minutes, 5 seconds to play in the first quarter. The holder is Drew Stokes. The long snapper, Jared Verner. Here's the kick. It's on its way. It's up, and it is good. Beeler hits the extra point. 7-0 Oak Ridge.
Nice job by Drew Stokes to get that ball down on the low snap.
Let's take a break. We'll be back with the Wildcat kickoff in 60 seconds. Here's the kick by Brett Beeler. High kick, fielded at the 2, to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 18-yard line, and that is where Oak Ridge makes the stop. In a hard-hitting start of the ball game, and I liked your comment during the break there, Scott, about the hit.
I'm sorry, what was the
your comment about?
Well, I'm telling you what, that sets a tone. You can't tell me that everybody saw that. I saw it. Everybody on their sideline saw it, and that sets a tone. I do think it was I think it was Elliot Norman that may have come back and cracked back on that guy, and that's a stick, and especially now you got the lead. Oak Ridge they come out here and they've done what they're supposed to do, set the tone early.
Minute 57 to play, first quarter, 7-0 Oak Ridge, elimination ball game. Quarterback back to pass, avoids a sack, nice move. Moves the ball to the 20 and goes out of bounds at the 25-yard line. He had more yardage than that, I tell you. That time, the Wildcats got pressure in there, and the defensive end on the left side had an opportunity but let him get out. But he just tippy-toed out of bounds there at the 26-yard line. I thought he could have gotten about 5 or 10 more.
Well, he could have gotten at least 4 or 5 more, and maybe even more than that if he goes and slides. But he just gingerly goes out of bounds, and not a good decision.
Hand off to the running back, and they've got a first down, trying to get to the trouble of the Wildcat defense. They do for a gain as Adams goes to around the 37-yard line. A couple plays there. The Wildcats have had good pursuit there as the Wildcats has substituted into the ball game. Caleb Sherrills is now playing defensive end on the left side. Zach Grumsky on the right. Harry Boston playing tackle right now along with Cam Clark. 1st and 10. Science Hill, the ball at the Hilltopper 38-yard line. Shotgun formation. Quarterback in trouble. Rolling to his right. In a lot of trouble. He is going to be sacked. Big time by Elliot Norman all the way back inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, it's just I don't know what happened there, David. That was a miscommunication. The quarterback decides to run at the last minute, and he starts running backwards once he sees Elliot, and not a good decision, and he'll end up losing. It looks like 9, maybe possibly 10 yards on that particular play.
Second down and about 20 yards to go. They need to get up to the 48-yard. Up to the line they'll come. Shotgun formation for the quarterback, Reed Hayes. Wants to pass, fires one across the way, incomplete, right down the middle of the field. Wildcats, they've talked all week about this offensive line of the Hilltoppers. Oak Ridge is getting great pressure in on Hayes.
Well, they really are, and I tell you, most of it's coming from the outside, and I tell you what, if he doesn't throw that ball when he does, it looks like he gets Grumsky on the backside, and I think Dowdy was in on both sides of him, so he's got to get rid of it. And then again, 3rd down and 20 yards. Big play for this Oak Ridge defense here.
7-0 Oak Ridge, 54 seconds to play first quarter. 3rd down, about 20 yards to go. Shotgun formation once again for their senior quarterback. Dropping back to pass. In trouble, sacked again. The Wildcats drop him back at the 25-yard line. The Wildcats secondary linebackers must be doing outstanding work because he has no place to go, and they'll be forced to punt again.
At the defensive sack, great deal. The secondary did their job. Nobody was open, and the linebackers were in their spot, and a great job of getting to the quarterback by Grumsky and the rest of the defensive line.
Brandon Bonds back to receive the kick. 25 seconds to play first quarter. Here comes the snap, the kick, the punt is away. He shanked it.
Wow,
it's the shortest punt in the history of punting. He moves the punch that up to around the 37-yard line. That is a punt of about 12 yards, I believe.
Wow.
And that's the danger when you do that little rugby kind of kick. That's the danger.
Well, it is a danger, and I got a question. We don't see a whole lot of that, but you can't kick it left-footed. If you're a right-footed, there's no way that guy can turn around and kick that left-footed. Why would you not put all your pressure and make him stay don't let him run right? Right? Is what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. But
if you put the pressure on his right side, he can no longer run to his right. He would have to be able to just stand there and punt it.
Well, either way, it was like what was it? About a 12-yard punt. Rian Hall on first down carries the ball, trying to get outside. Now spins forward, across the 35 up to the 33, and that is the final play of the first quarter. 7-0 Oak Ridge. The Wildcats in the lead. We'll be back with the second quarter in 60 seconds.
The coach,
welcome back here to Blankenship Field. on FM 92.7, 107.3, and Faith 1240 AM, prepradio.com, and Oak Ridge Schools Television Channel 15. Oak Ridge on top 7-0 in this elimination ball game against Johnson City Science Hill. The Wildcats have it, second down and about 7 yards to go. The ball at the Hilltopper 34-yard line, opening play of the second quarter. Shotgun formation once again for Hall. Low snap, rolls to his left, wants to run it, has the ball across the 30, tackled it around officially the 28-yard line, about a yard short. Got a really nice spot from the Knoxville officials. It'll be, well, he changed it a bit. It's still going to be short. Third down and about a yard to go for a first. 11:43 to play. The Wildcats defense. You know, we've been talking about their offense all week long, but the Oak Ridge defense in the first quarter was outstanding.
Oh, it was incredible. I mean, you're averaging, 48 points a game, and they get nothing in 3 possessions.
Third down, about a yard and a half to go. Hall under center will sneak the ball forward. He has a first down. Moves the ball close to the 25-yard line. The Wildcats and Hilltoppers all the way back to the 50s. These two teams played, and the Wildcats lead the all-time series 12-6. But Steve Spurrier played on this field in 1962. Missed an extra point after he scored a touchdown. He missed the extra point, which gave Oak Ridge the win.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, again, Oak Ridge has had 2 Heisman Trophy winners. I think it was Paul Horney back in the 50s played here.
First down, 10 yards to go. Oak Ridge, the ball at the Hilltopper 26-yard line. Shotgun and fumble, and Rian Hall has to pick it up, and he gets just annihilated. First time really that's happened. Going to lose big yardage all the way back to the 33-yard line. It'll be second down at about 13 yards to go. You're working with a brand new center. You're the starting center for the first 10 ball games. Caleb Clement had as I said earlier, a knee dislocation in practice this week. So you're playing somebody who hasn't played center as center tonight. As the Wildcats now have it second down at about 17 yards to go. From the shotgun once again, nice snap. Here's the pressure against Hall, fires a pass, incomplete. Robert Valdez, the intended receiver. That time they got big pressure from number 6 coming in there for the Hilltoppers, and it'll be for Oak Ridge. Third down, 17 yards to go. The Wildcats have just not really given the ball to Matt Moore, except maybe the one time on the touchdown.
He's gotten it twice, and they down there 3rd and 1 or 3rd and goal and 4th and goal. And again, maybe they're saving it for a little bit later, getting to some offensive work in the passing game right now. And right now, 3rd and 14, you pretty much think they're going to go through the air as well.
7-0 Oak Ridge, and play is halted. Right out of the chute here, they're pointing towards Oak Ridge, stepping backwards 5 yards. Wildcats, this is an Oak Ridge team that has not been penalized this year. Really, very few. But tonight already, a couple procedural, and maybe because you do have a new center, maybe doing something with the ball, something he's not used to doing. So,
but it does throw your timing off a little bit. And I don't know if you saw what was going on there, David. Elliot Norman came in and was playing quarterback, and Rian Hall was the receiver on that particular play. Now I don't know what they're going to do now. It looks like when it's 3rd and over 20, looks like 22. It looks like Rian Hall is going to go back to a standard quarterback position.
2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Let's see if they go with that post once again as Ryan drops back to pass. Fakes, fires it pass. Ethan Wheeler makes the catch. Makes the catch around the 21-yard line. Still way short of a first down, but a nice acrobatic catch by Ethan, and he got his feet down, stayed in bounds. It's going to be 4th down and about 5 yards to go.
It was a heck of an acrobatic catch, but what a throw. Rian Hall, that corner is coming full speed, and Ryan does a great job. He spins and kind of pumps, and the guy jumps and leaves his feet. And
it almost looked like he jumped over him.
It really did. And then Ryan has enough on the throw to pick up nearly most of that back, but now 4th and 6, big play in this ball game.
Wildcats 2 receivers to the left, and now Coach Blade wants a timeout. 10 minutes, 10 seconds to play. We're in the first quarter here at Blankenship Field, this playoff ball game, and we'll take a quick break. We'll send it back to Travis for a 30-second timeout. Welcome back to Blankenship Field. David Clary along with Scott Munger, Cam Gregg. We have Jacob Calhoun, James Branson doing camera work along with Ryan Pointer. Wildcats on top 7-0. The Wildcat offense been done a really good job. In fact, Cam, pick up your mic real quick. How many first downs do the Hilltoppers have total?
Right now they only have one. First 2 possessions for them, both 3 and outs. I don't even know how many yards they have. Probably total under 20. They only have 10 yards total offense so far. So Oak Ridge doing a great job on defense.
The Wildcats going for a 39-yard field goal. Brett Beeler will be the kicker. Here's a high snap. Kick is on its way. It is heading that way, and it is no good. Off to the left side. The snap was not good. And once again, Drew Stokes, another good job getting that snap down, but it throws the timing off, and the Hilltoppers stop the Wildcats.
From here, it looked like I had a chance. And again, a high snap, and you got a freshman in there, hadn't played a whole heck of a lot. Now you put him in there in a playoff situation. Tough situation to be in. Oak Ridge kind of put himself in the hole, couple penalties. But again, the defense has played great. They got to do it one more time.
First down, 10 yards to go. Reed Hayes brings him up. Will Adams in the backfield. Quarterback back to pass, hands off on a draw play, and the Wildcats hit him right at the 20-yard line, maybe a yard. Might have been Zach Clark who makes a stop. Might have been Harry Boston who makes a stop for the Wildcats. They'll give him a yard. It was Harry Boston. Second down, 9 yards to go. 9 minutes, 47 seconds to play. We're in the second quarter, 7-0. Oak Ridge. Once again, Reed Hayes at quarterback, 2 receivers to the right. Drops back to pass. Across the way, pass is caught for a first down at the 34-yard line. Defending out there for the Wildcats was Tevin Springs, as Jordan Olson is the receiver who made the catch. It'll be first and 10 for the Hilltoppers. The ball at the 34-yard line. 9:31 to play, first half. 7-0 Oak Ridge. One of the first completions, long completions for the Hilltoppers. They'll come. One lone running back. He gets the handoff and moves the ball forward. And then he is just stuck by the Wildcats over there at the line of scrimmage on the far sideline. The Wildcats just popped him out there. Was that 50 Trajan Spratling?
It was, but somebody hit him before Trajan did. I'm not exactly sure who that was, but somebody got to him, stopped his momentum, and Trajan came in and cleaned him up.
Quickly back to the line will come Reed Hayes and the Hilltoppers. One running back, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, 4-man front. Quarterback to pass, fires across the way. Pass is a sliding grab across midfield at the 49-yard line. Nice catch by the receiver. Pretty good coverage out there. The Wildcats had a lot of red shirts, as Janeway actually is the receiver. It'll be first and 10 for the Hilltoppers at the 48-yard line. Hopefully we're not letting this guy get in any kind of rhythm. So the Wildcats substitute players into the ball game. The Wildcats get Springs out. Clark comes out. Hayes will run the ball himself and get dropped after about a yard. At the 45-yard line, the stop is made by senior Elliott Norman. 7-0 is our score. Oak Ridge on top. 8 minutes, 32 seconds to play here in the first half here at Blankenship Field. Next week, the winner of this game will be traveling to Maryville in a big ball game. Quarterfinals, as the Hilltoppers have it. They want to pass. Cross the way pass is incomplete. Defending out there was sophomore for the Wildcats, playing linebacker. That is Riley Meyer. He came in just for that play for Zach Clark, and that was a nice play. Just couldn't make the catch.
I don't know if Meyer maybe deflected that ball just a hair, or if he just got in the eyesight, but he was around there somewhere, and at least he was in a good position. He may have gotten a hand on that day.
3rd and 8, back to pass. The Hilltoppers, a little pressure, breaking out of there, trying to run the ball up the field, and he's going to go, let's see, is he inbounds? He's going to get the first down across the 38. Good coverage once again down the field. Hayes just tucked it and ran it, and that should be a first down. He's done a great job rushing the ball too for this season for the Hilltoppers. Not only has he thrown for 2,100 yards, Hayes has also done a pretty good job running the ball.
546 yards, and now that is going into the DB game.
Right. First and 10. The Hilltoppers have it at the 38-yard line. Once again, they'll come up. Receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. High snap, handoff to the running back, and he is hit. Flags are down. He's going to lose about half a yard. The Wildcats stop him. That was Adams once again. Will Adams, they list him at 5'10", 170-pound senior. Check this penalty. The Knoxville official says, what? Nothing as of yet. Still waiting. Oh, Knoxville Association. Get it right. Long conversation. You dropped the flag. You got to know what you called. It's a long conversation. Tracy Wheeler is the referee. Chris Warwick is the umpire. Mike Bates is the line judge. Scott Mann is the head linesman. Jed Dance, didn't he play at Farragut years ago? He was the back judge.
Doesn't he have a fishing show?
I think seriously, Jed Dance, played football and it is a penalty against Science Hill, but what took him so long?
I don't know. Here's what I saw. Right before the ball was snapped, the receiver out here actually was taking a couple steps back. So I'm thinking that it was illegal formation and that maybe there was too many people off the ball. That's just what I'm thinking.
Now they're going to step off the 5. You can hear, it is really kind of quiet here at Blankenship Field tonight. I can hear the Science Hill fans or coaches all the way across the field. It is a 5-yard step off. It is first down, 15 yards to go. Shotgun once again. Ball is at the Wildcat 42, 7-0 Oak Ridge. 7:54 to play second quarter. Back to pass, rolling to his right, has all day.
How about a hold? How about a hold?
Running room once again, cutting to the outside, still on his way, and then an ankle tackle made it around the 25-yard line. Wildcats have lost containment on several occasions. That time the quarterback is able to get a first down.
Well, I hate to be a homer, but, as Ethan Grumsky's going for his pursuit of the quarterback, he gets just manhandled by the collar, and, an obvious hold. The coaching staff was yelling for it. It was an obvious hold, but not called.
Ball's at the 25-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. The Hilltoppers, their first serious threat of the game. He wants to pass across the way. Incomplete. Intended receiver was number 6, and Rian Hall tried to put a hit on him, and he's a lot bigger than Ryan. Pass was overthrown, incomplete. It almost didn't even phase him. Ryan put his full body into the receiver, and he didn't hardly move, Scott.
He is a big receiver. I don't see number 6 is Janeway. He's listed. He's actually a tight end, 6'1", 225, and he looks pretty sturdy, doesn't he?
Second, yes, he does. Second down, 10 yards to go. The ball's at the 25-yard line. 7:35 to play second quarter. Hayes to pass. A lot of pressure. He's about to be sacked. Fires one to a wide open man. Pass is caught at the 4-yard line. The Wildcats defender was Richard Turner. Wildcats had pressure, almost got him down, but he makes a nice grab at around the 4-yard line where it'll be first and goal for Science Hill.
Well, you have to give, I knew everybody was talking about how good this quarterback was. If anything else, boy, he's really heady, is he not?
Yes, he is.
He doesn't panic. At the time he bought a little bit of time. Grumsky almost had him in the backfield, and then he just kind of lobs one up as that number 4 gets behind the linebackers.
Hayes at quarterback. The ball's at the 4-yard line. Snap. Quarterback fires it in the end zone. Wide open. Wildcats got burned. Touchdown for the Hilltoppers. As Cox makes the catch there. What a nice play. There was nobody on that guy.
It was nobody. Again, they just have a little fake one way, and then they slipped, I don't know, I guess a tight end out or something, but nobody around him anywhere, and you got us a ball game. Oak Ridge just absolutely just dominated the first quarter and, wouldn't let Science Hill's offense breathe, and that time they get a little break and march down the field and nice 80-yard drive.
7-6 our score. They'll go for the extra point. Eventually, here's the snap, the hold, the kick is almost blocked. It's kicked, it's up, and it is good. 7-7 our score. 7:09 to play second quarter. We'll be back with the Hilltopper kickoff in 60 seconds. Welcome back to Blankenship Field. Johnson City, Science Hill about to kick off. Right to left here. 7:09 to play. Here's the kick. It's a high end-over-ring kick. Matt Moore will field it at the 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, to the 35, to the 40, to the 45, to the 50. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He has just gone about 95 yards for a touchdown for the Wildcats. Matt Moore, for the second consecutive week, has taken it to the house, to the checkerboard.
I tell you what, you knew something big was going to happen when you saw Jalen Miller saying, come on, follow me. And again, once we go straight up the middle, and there is a touchdown and a flag a little late, a personal foul against the Science Hill Hilltoppers after the game. After the play. So again, Matt Moore takes it the distance, 95-plus yards for the touchdown.
And the Wildcats will go for the extra point. They'll put the penalty on the kickoff I'm sure. What a great kick. It's closer to 97. It looked like he fielded it around the 3-yard line, so that is a 97-yard kickoff return. Once he got to about the 50, separation, baby. Nobody came close to him as the Wildcats retake the lead. Just seconds later, the Wildcats are up 13-7.
Yeah, it didn't last long, and again, man, I tell you what, Matt Moore has got some wheels, and that time you knew once he hit, about the 30, 35-yard line, nobody was going to catch him, and nobody did as the snap for the extra point is up, it's down, and it appears to be good. Oak Ridge on top, 14-7, and we'll be back to Blankenship Field in 60 seconds. How do you win 41 to nothing in the first quarter?
Who is it?
Chucky does. And Gatlinburg Pittman.
Welcome back to Blankenship Field. Brett Beeler about to kick off. The Wildcats on top of Johnson City Science Hill, 14-7. Back-to-back weeks that Matt Moore has gone the distance, and Brett Beeler tees it up, kicks it, drills it, and it is between the uprights. Good, but unfortunately it doesn't count on the kickoff. It'll be 1st and 10 for Johnson City Science Hill. What a shock to the Hilltoppers.
Boy, it really did. And again, you just hope that now the defense can come back and maybe make a stop. Again, we saw how good this offense is, and this quarterback is absolutely the real deal. And I don't know, did you see number 75 for them? How big this guy? I mean, can you see?
Yes, I
their
can.
Right tackle? I don't know how big he is listed, but man, he is massive. 6'5", 330 pounds.
Wow.
He is a big boy.
1st and 10 for the Hilltoppers. The ball at the 20-yard line. 6:55 to play. First half, 14-7 Oak Ridge. Quarterback will pass. Crossed away pass. Batted away and incomplete. Defending out there was Zach Clark for the Wildcats. If you're wondering, that was a 97-yard kickoff. The longest kickoff was 100 yards by Dave Griffith against Chattanooga Notre Dame in 1951. Quayu Graham had a 98-yarder against Gallatin in 87. Spencer Goldmeyer had a 98-yarder against McMinn County in 2004. Corey Booker had 98 and a 97-yarder, and Spencer had another 97-yarder. So Goldmeyer, quite a few kickoff returns, and Matt Moore is in the top 5 now all-time in the longest kickoff returns. Quarterback will run the ball, moves the ball, and then is going to be tackled from the backside at the 25-yard line. Hayes carries the ball to the 25, where it'll be for Johnson City. 3rd down and about 5 yards to go. They officially say Tyler Dowdy on the tackle. 6.5 minutes to play first half, 14-7. Wildcats were down less than 30 seconds.
Well, it's actually tied.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly, 3rd down. High snap, quarterback. Floats one out there, incomplete, and they'll be forced to punt. 4th down, Jemiah Hall defending along with Caleb Sherrills as the Wildcats will drop Brandon Bond, sophomore, back to receive the kick. 6:15 to play, 2nd quarter, 14-7. Elimination ball game. The winner to play the winner of the Maryville-Hardin Valley game.
We haven't talked about what a good job Brandon Bonds has done back there. It's easy to sometimes it looks easy to just catch a punt, and I'm telling you, it's not. You just never know which way the ball comes down in different trajectories, and Brandon's done a good job all year of catching those punts, or at least when he's in the second half of the season.
Nice punt this time. Brandon calls for a fair catch and makes it at the Wildcat 38-yard line. The Wildcats have 6 minutes and 8 seconds to put some more points on the board before halftime. The Wildcats have it 1st and 10 from that point. Oak Ridge and Cam will have the complete stat recap at halftime. In my opinion, just really dominated the first quarter for sure offensively. Didn't get a whole lot of points. Thank goodness Matt Moore returns the kick there, and let's see what the Wildcat offense can get back on track. The Wildcats haven't tried to run the ball that much.
They have not, and I think they can. And I tell you what, if they can get a 21-7 lead going into halftime, or a 14-point lead going into halftime, I think it just means I think it's going to be a whole lot. Oak Ridge will actually get the ball coming out of the second half as well.
1st and 10 Oak Ridge, the ball at the 38-yard line. Rian Hall back to pass. Crossed away. Ethan Wheeler makes the catch at the 50. Ethan Wheeler into Hilltopper territory down at the 47-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 Oak Ridge.
Well, I don't know what the heck went on there, but that's just too easy, David. I mean, you can't run a little post like that and not have anybody, but there was nobody in the picture, and you got to look at that, and if they're going to continue to play that defense, I think you're going to see a Rian Hall to Ethan Wheeler hook up quite a bit.
Yeah, I would do it all night. I mean,
absolutely. I mean, there was nobody in the same zip code.
First down, 10 yards to go for Oak Ridge. Some movement, no, not enough for a penalty. Hall back to pass. Fires one. Pass is caught again by Ethan Wheeler at the 40. Ethan Wheeler at the 35. Tackled it around the 32-yard line. Another Oak Ridge first down. Ball looked like it got deflected or something, but somehow Ethan was able to get to it. A wobbly pass coming out. That'll be 1st and 10.
I kind of thought I was seeing things, and I thought that something happened, and the ball was kind of going end over end there for a second, but I thought maybe it was just my eyes, and it did get tipped. And again, Ethan Wheeler, I'm not even sure if he was even the intended receiver, but he picks it up and makes another first down.
3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Nobody in the backfield for Hall. Rian Hall will run the ball 30. Rian Hall to the 20-yard line, to the 15. He's headed to the checkerboards. He is there. Touchdown, Oak Ridge. The Wildcats score. Rian Hall up the gut. 5:13 to play, second quarter, and Oak Ridge leads Johnson City Science Hill 20-7.
Well, that's exactly what they needed right there, and just a straight run the whole time as Rian Hall runs at that quarterback trap straight up the middle. He gets to about the 15-yard line and makes a cut toward the center of the field. Another nice run, 32-yard touchdown for Rian Hall.
The holder is Drew Stokes. Jared Verner, the long snapper. Brett Bieler, the kicker. He hits it up, and it's good. 21-7. Oak Ridge on top of Johnson City Science Hill. 5:13 to play first half. We'll be back to Blankenship Field in 60 seconds. Here's the kickoff by Brett Bieler. It's another touchback into the checkerboards. And while I have the opportunity, what about the job that Mike Laurendine and Jeff Meredith have done with the field? The checkerboards and the end zones look great.
Oh, it's great. It's been a long time since 2005, and I know you had put something on your Facebook, and I didn't know if they still knew how to do this. It's been so long, and obviously, I guess it's like riding a bicycle. It looks great. Big Cat and the rest of you guys, the field looks amazing.
Here comes Science Hill. They've got a lot of time and a lot of timeouts to do it with. They're down 21-7. They have the ball at their own 20-yard line. They're moving right to left. 5:13 to play second quarter. 21-7 Oak Ridge. Hayes at quarterback. Rolls to his right, will run it. He's in trouble. He's sacked. The Wildcats come in. Chris, Ramsey, Turner, Hall, and one other Wildcat. Might have been Elliott Norman. It's a loss on the play.
Well, it is, and I tell you what, David, look at the body language of the linemen for Science Hill right now. They look like they don't know what to do. I mean, you look at them, and their body language, if you could just read it from here, it does not look good at all.
Second down, 11 yards to go. 4:43 to play first half. 21-7 Oak Ridge. Hayes rolls to his left, wants to pass, fires a pass. Nice play. Brilliant play by the sophomore Jemiah Hall. Breaks up the pass. The Wildcats were getting pressure on Hayes. Nice play by Jemiah Hall.
It really was. Jordan Olson had the ball on a little out route, had it in his hands, and Jemiah Hall comes up from behind him, very legal, timed it perfectly, and swats the ball down, brings up 3rd and 11. And I tell you what, the crowd.
We could get the ball again.
Pardon me?
We could get the ball again.
Absolutely, and score again, and then we may put the icing on the cake. But again, these guys are very dangerous.
Third down, 11 yards to go. 3 receivers to the right. Hayes back to pass. Pressured. Rolling out once again. He's got good running room. And he's going to fake the pitch. Nice play by the quarterback. He got pummeled, but a great play. He faked the pitch, caused the Wildcat defender to hesitate for a second. He brings the ball up to the 40-yard line. Do you remember John Doyle when he was quarterback right after, I guess, you graduated? He would do that so well. That was something he did extremely well. And that was a really nice play by Hayes.
You don't see it. I mean, you don't ever. When's the last time you saw that play? And again, he's lucky to have somebody behind him, and he did fake that pitch a little bit. But we did a great job earlier of not letting them outside. And we were losing our containment just a little bit.
Here's a pass.
Wow.
Oh, nice catch. Just over the top of the defense. That was just a little bit of a touch pass. Got it over the top of the linebacker. Beautiful play.
That's a big boy pass right there, David. And I tell you, we were just talking. Oak Ridge is one play away from maybe getting the ball again. again, and they made a play, and now they've made 2 more since then. And, this Science Hill team is not going to go quietly.
The ball at the Wildcat 39-yard line. Hayes back to pass. Now we'll run it. The Wildcats have got to do a better job watching where he goes. He runs out of bounds, forced out of bounds by Jalen Miller. The Wildcats, they need to put a guy on that guy because I'm telling you that he's not he's just as dangerous running the ball. In fact, he might be more dangerous running the ball.
Though, he's not fast. He's not really, I wouldn't call him quick, but man, he just he's got savvy. He knows he's a very sure. He knows what he wants to do with when he gets the ball.
Ball's at the 30-yard line, 2nd and a yard. Handoff goes to the running back this time, and he's met behind the line of scrimmage. They'll get no gain on the play. The Wildcats, Dowdy and 2 other players there. It'll be 3rd down and 2 yards to go. 3 minutes, 45 seconds to play first half. Oak Ridge on top of the Hilltoppers by a score of 21-7. Coach Pruden's already worried about what the Maryville score is right now. We'll have a score of those games coming up. Hayes to pass, a lot of pressure, runs the ball and moves the ball for a first down and got hit and tackled by Zach Clark at around the 19-yard line, finished off by Elliot Norman. That is a first down for the Hilltoppers. The ball's at the 18-yard line.
Well, I tell you what, he is their offense. They've tried to run the ball, 5, 6, 7 times, and they've done nothing. Hayes is absolutely their offense right now. He's scrambling. He's got 95% of their offense, does he not?
And the quarterback runs the ball this time. He's going to be dropped. This time the Wildcats, Elliot Norman was not going to let him go this time. Grabbed him from the backside and dropped him right at around the 16-yard line, where it'll be for Science Hill. 2nd down at about 9. 2 minutes, 57 seconds to play first half. 21-7, the Wildcats on top of the Hilltoppers. Hayes brings him up once again. Adams in the backfield. He's got 3 receivers to the right. And a timeout is asked for by, I believe, the Wildcats. 2nd down, 9 yards to go. Once again, the Hilltoppers trailing Oak Ridge 21-7. The winner advances to play Maryville or Hardin Valley in the 2nd round. 2nd down, 9 yards to go. Hayes back to pass.
What the heck?
Delay comes out of there and then moves the ball to around the 7-yard line. That time, it's odd how almost as if they're not even aware where he is most of the time, and he just looks. Had a lot of time that time. Was able to move the ball to around the 7-yard line, very close to a first down.
Give him a first down.
And so it'll be 1st and go. They're going to call an official's timeout, but it's interesting how the quarterback's able to just be by himself. I mean, he's so elusive. I like the guy. He's already, as you said, committed to play. I think Howie Irwin told you that. They're committed to play baseball at the University of Tennessee, but might be thinking about football.
I'm hearing that he's a solid commit to play baseball, so he's got that in the bag. And now he's thinking, maybe I want to pursue football again, or maybe he can go somewhere to do both. But he's obviously a very good athlete, and I'm not sure what position he plays on the baseball field, but I would assume Science Hill's always had really good baseball.
It'll be a first down, 1st and goal for the Hilltoppers. The ball is at the Oak Ridge 7. Just a few moments ago, we were talking about perhaps getting the ball back, but the Hilltoppers, like you said, have made play after play, or at least Hayes has made play after play. And they've got it 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. 2 receivers to the right. 4-man front for Oak Ridge. 2:39 to play 2nd quarter. 21-7, Oak Ridge in the lead. Hayes at quarterback. Wildcats stack the line of scrimmage. Changes the play at the line of scrimmage. Adams, the lone running back, to the right of the quarterback. 2:39 to play. 5 seconds. Hayes back to pass in the end zone. Bounced it up there, incomplete. He was open though. Defending out there for the Wildcats was Rashad Gray. Incomplete. Stops the clock.
I think that was tipped, and I kind of got a kick out of that quarterback there. Hayes, he's looking to see how much time he's got left, and he's on the, what are they on, the 6-yard line. He turns around and looks 120 yards behind him when he's got one about 10 yards in front of him.
Right. I saw him do that too. I thought maybe he was looking back at the coaching staff, but he did look at the 25-second clock. 2nd down, goal to go at the 7. 2 receivers to the right. He rolls to his right, runs the ball into the end zone for a touchdown. Once again, that guy is able to get the ball into the end zone. That was the Hayes show right there, Reed Hayes. So take it all the way down the field, and they're on the board with 2.5 minutes to play in the first half.
I tell you what, David, you and I have done, I can't tell you how many football games we've done. I have never seen one person be a one-man team, and he is a one-man team. At least he is a one-man offense.
They'll go for the extra point here, 21-13 Oak Ridge. Here's the snap, the hold, the kick is on its way. Looks off to the right. It is good, though. 21-14 our score. We'll be back with the Johnson City kickoff following this 60-second timeout.
Number 81, Rian Hall, is called for the fair catch. Wildcats take over first and 10 from their own 27-yard line.
Little pop-up kick that time for the Hilltoppers. They didn't want Matt Moore to get an opportunity to run one back. And it'll be Brandon Bonds on a fair catch right at around the 27-yard line. The Wildcats have one timeout remaining. They have 2 minutes and 29 seconds to work with, and out on the field will come the Wildcats.
I guess the Oak Ridge took one of those timeouts. Okay, I thought maybe that was Science Hill.
Actually, that last timeout was called by us.
Wasn't aware of that.
Rian Hall at quarterback, rolls to his right, pitches it out to Matt Moore, needs some blockers, got one from Ethan Wheeler, makes a cut across the 30 to the 35, up to around the 38-yard line, close to an Oak Ridge first down. Little toss sweep out that way, and Matt Moore gains good yardage, about 8 or 9. They haven't moved the chains yet. 2 minutes, 9 seconds to play. They spot the ball. 21-14 Oak Ridge in the lead. 2:05 to play. One timeout. Boy, the crowd is really quiet here at Blankenship tonight. Second down and about an inch to go.
How is that? Why would you not want to? Why would you not want to get a measurement right now? Stop the clock.
Minute 50 to play. 4-man front. Boy, it's really quiet in here as Ryan's got a little pass caught by Matt Moore at the 40. It's first down at the 45, moves the ball to the 49-yard line. Don't see Matt make a lot of catches out of the backfield.
Oh, we got a little extracurricular activity here.
Don't need any of that going on in games like that, but they're holding back some of those Hilltopper players, and fans on both sides of the field see that. These Knoxville officials better get a hold of things. It'll be first and 10 Oak Ridge. The Wildcats have got to have a play ready. Only have a minute 38 to play. They've spotted the ball. They've put the chains down. The clock is wound. A minute 37 to play first half. Oak Ridge to the line, leading 21-14. Ethan Wheeler, Jalen Miller, Matt Moore splitting out to the left. The Wildcats have Goins and what appears to be Valdez to the right. Rian Hall, the last time he ran it right up the gut. Back to pass, pumps, rolls to his right, breaks a tackle, I thought, and goes down. He did not break that tackle. He's going to lose about 2 or 3. See if they call their timeout now, and they will. Their final timeout. A minute 11 to play second quarter. That's as the Wildcats have it second down and 10. Rian Hall facing a little pressure, cranks it deep across the way, passes.
He caught it. Oh,
incomplete.
He didn't catch it.
Off the fingertips of Jalen Miller, I believe, right at around the 39-yard line. Almost, he didn't catch it initially, then almost caught it on a deflection, and now with a minute 4 to play, it's third down, 12 yards to go.
Yeah, now, you kind of start looking at that clock a little bit. Minute 4, if you don't get it here, you're going to have to punt it away, and you're going to get that offense back on the field. So, a first down here would be really key. If not, you got to have a really good punt out of your punting unit.
The Wildcats have a full house backfield in there. Third down, 11 yards to go. The showing blitz. Ryan rolls, hands it off on a draw play. Matt Moore 50, 45 to the 40. That's a first down. He's across the 30, down to the 28-yard line where it'll be first and 10. Oak Ridge with 55 seconds to play, but no timeouts. The Wildcats have got to get to the line immediately, spike the ball, stop it, and they'll come to the line quickly. They move the chains. The ball has already been spotted down. The chains are not ready. Ryan Hall's all ready. Good job by the Oak Ridge offense to get back into position. Ball at the Hilltopper 29-yard line. Snap, and he spikes it, and that stops the clock with 51 seconds. What a great play by Matt Moore. Nice run.
It was a great play, and I love the call. I hadn't seen. I don't think we've seen that, but Oak Ridge lines up. They kind of roll out to the left, send everybody out, and then they just hand it off to Matt Moore, kind of coming the other way, and pick some really nice blocks. And almost there, it kind of got between those two guys. Thought he may have enough, but to break that, but he didn't. Oak Ridge now in position to put some points up on the board. 2nd and 10 now. Scoreboard says first, but they did spike the ball.
At the 29-yard line, Hall, 3 receivers to his left, low snap, pressured, Rian Hall, sacked. Got to get back up. It's going to be 3rd down and 4 that time. Ryan, I think, was going to run it from the very beginning. The Wildcats got to get back in position here. Got to get back on sides. 37 seconds to play. The Wildcats get set. 3rd down, 14 yards to go. Lost back to the 34-yard line. Low snap again. Hall has all day. Goes deep to the end zone. Jalen Miller. Pass is well thrown, overthrown, incomplete. 23 seconds to play. I think if Ryan goes back to that 3rd down play, or 2nd down play, I bet you he wished he had thrown the ball at that point. It'll be 4th down, 15 yards to go, 23 seconds to play. It would be a very long field goal from here. You got 23 seconds. You need to get to the 19-yard line for a 1st down. That post has been open. That play was open in the first half. Let's see if they can do that with Blake Owen splitting out to the right, 3 receivers to the left. Matt Moore, the lone running back.
I think you got to watch Elliott Norman on here.
Back to pass, pressured, now he's running, and sacked. Let's see if they call a timeout. I think right there you gotta, you're gonna be down.
Get rid of that one there.
Yeah, I think so. 17 seconds to play. I think Ryan thought he saw something. That gives them, they've got 3 timeouts remaining, 17.7 seconds to play.
All 3 timeouts.
The ball at the 34-yard line, moving right to left, trailing 21-14. Wildcats have had opportunities. Got to have big numbers offensively. We'll have a complete recap of the stats at halftime. Cam will do that for us. Here comes Hayes back out at quarterback. 6'1", they say. They list him as 6'1", 185-pounder. 4-man front. Hayes rolls to his right. Fires one out in the flats. Incomplete. Defending out there was Trajan Sproutling and senior Tevin Springs. 12 seconds to play in the first half. And what seems like a long first half here. 21-14, Oak Ridge in the lead. 12 seconds to play here in the second quarter. Ball's at the Hilltopper 34-yard line. They're moving right to left, wearing goldish yellow pants with burnt orange and white. Hayes, shotgun, 2nd down. Quick pass. It goes out of bounds at around the 41-yard line. 8 seconds to play. Ball's at the 41. It's short of a 1st down, but he got out of bounds. And let's see if he just cranks it up here. You probably have enough for maybe 2 plays here. They've got all 3 of their timeouts. He's looking over to the sideline. Stacy Carter is the head coach of the Hilltoppers. Quarterback, a lot of confidence, just bounces around back there, letting his receivers and running backs know. Man comes in motion. Here comes the pass, and once again, rolls to pass. A lot of time being expired. Here's a pass across the way, intercepted by Richard Turner. He's at the 35. Richard Turner to the outside, down the sideline, 50 to the 45. Time has expired, and out of bounds he goes. His 6th interception of the year, and it comes at a great time, and that's the end of the first half.
Well, it does, and I tell you what, Dave, Oak Ridge is going to go to the halftime with a 7-point lead, and they will get the ball back. What a very exciting first half. I think Oak Ridge's defense has played very well. The offense has played great, and I think we're going to be in for one heck of a second half. I really believe it's going to be a doozy.
Wildcats currently in the lead, 21-14. Matt Moore, who has a 97-yard kickoff return already in this ballgame, back to receive the kick, and they didn't try to kick it to him the last time. As the Hilltoppers prepare to kick it off, let's see if they pop it up. They're going to pop it up. It's very short. It's going to be returnable at the 30. Robert Valdez up to the 35-yard line, tackle at about that point. It'll be 1st and 10, Oak Ridge. I think Science Hill does not want to let Matt Moore do what Matt Moore has done the last 2 weeks.
You know, it's amazing how that changes your strategy there when you get one return straight up the gut, you know, for 97 yards, and the two after that, they've popped up. And again, Oak Ridge got great field position starting out on their own 35-yard line.
You know, as the Wildcats come out with Zach Clark at center, Payne Atkins, Darius Patterson, Camden Clark, along with Tim Grabenstein, the Wildcats have Blake Goins as a receiver to the far right, 3 receivers to the left, the quarterback, Rian Hall from the Wildcat 35-yard line, 1st and 10. Back to pass, rolls, fires a pass. Pass is going to be caught out here at the 45-yard line by Robert Valdez. That was a tough grab by Robert.
Well, I tell you what, Ryan, he looked one way and then started sprinting back toward us, but toward our sideline, and then he sees Valdez kind of in the corner of his eyes and just throws a BB out there, and Robert did a nice job by holding on to that one. Again, brings up 2nd and 1. You can do a lot on these 2nd ones. Wouldn't be surprised if Oak Ridge try to go deep, make a big play here.
Once again, 3 receivers to the right, 4-man front for the Hilltoppers. Ryan Hall, low snap, and what's the call? Play is halted right out of the chute there. And it's going to be a dead ball foul, illegal procedure against the Wildcats. I think it's once again, I think it's because you got a brand new center, never played center playing tonight, and that's a 5-yard step off. It'll bring up 2nd down at about 6. One thing we talk, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Zach Clark's doing the snapping now. Zach's a gamer. He's just a football player, and I don't know if I'm sure he's probably done it at some point, but here he is, had never played it, at least not this year, in the first game of the playoffs. A lot of pressure on that young man.
Ryan Hall to pass is caught. Matt Moore moves the ball to around midfield. That'll be a 1st down at the 49-yard line, just dumped out of the backfield. Nothing fancy at all. 1st and 10, Oak Ridge. One thing you and I talked about is the Wildcats in the second half, they want to continue their season. They got to finish off drives here in the second half and score points.
Well, they do. It's funny. I'm trying to think to myself, should they try to run it? Should they try to throw it? They've kind of had success doing kind of everything.
1st and 10, Oak Ridge. The ball at the Wildcat 49. Backfield split. Ryan's going to run the ball. He's at the 50. Ryan Hall at the 45. Ryan Hall at the Hilltopper 43. Got popped pretty good in the back, but it's a gain of 8 or 9 yards. Wildcats keeping it on the ground. 10:30 to play. 3rd quarter, 21-14. The winner to play Maryville next week on the road. That'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff time from the defending state champions' home field. And our first look at their artificial turf will we get a chance to play. The Hilltoppers are used to that. They play on it every single home game, and when they go to Kingsport Dobbins Bennett, they play on the turf.
Have you ever seen their field?
I have. It's beautiful.
How impressive is that?
Very, very impressive.
The Jumbotron is very impressive.
2nd down and a yard to go. 5-man front. Ryan Hall sneaks forward for a 1st down, then pushed back at the last minute, but I believe that'll be a 1st down. Yeah, Steve Sprayer, who played at Science Hill, Johnson City, put a lot of money forth for that. A big check.
Really?
He wrote
I did not know where that came from, but I know. I mean, if you look and I think they moved it because
they did.
The old field was really in right field of the ETSU baseball. Did they not get the 1st down?
No, and that's why the Oak Ridge fans booed. They got a terrible spot. He got the forward push, and then they spotted the ball back after he got pushed back by the Knoxville officials. The chains are being brought onto the field, but he had a 1st down by where he got to, and then they pushed him back. And let's see, they're going to stretch it. It's pretty close to a 1st down anyway, but it is going to be short. The Oak Ridge fans are not going to be happy. They got a terrible spot. I mean, he got the ball close to the 40-yard line. It's a terrible spot by the official, but it'll be 3rd down and about a yard to go.
He got that really quick. It's like his first 2 steps, and then he came back as Oak Ridge comes to the line in a hurry.
Wildcats need about an inch here. The ball's at the 41-yard line. Wildcats tight formation here. The play clock will start in a moment. The chains are put down in place. The Wildcats were ready to go. Wildcats need about an inch. And with 9:35 to play, the clock is wound. And here's the handoff to Matt Moore. And here's a 1st down run, breaks several tackles, and moves the ball down to the 32-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10. I don't know that I've heard Coach call it as vocal as he's been the last 2 weeks.
Well, we've come accustomed to watching Matt Moore and, kind of nothing there, and then all of a sudden you just see this blur. And that time, it's 4th and 1, 4th, right? 4th, 3rd, 4th third and 1, and everybody kind of thought it was going to be a quarterback sneak or something. Say, kind of run it off tackle. Matt Moore is just he's just an ankle from breaking that for a long gain or a touchdown.
1st and 10, Oak Ridge at the Hilltopper 32-yard line. Oak Ridge on top, 21-14. Here comes the Wildcat running back, moving the ball up to the 30. That was Rian Hall carrying the ball. I looked away and I looked up and saw the ball moving forward. It was the quarterback, not a handoff. It'll be a gain of 2, a short 2. 2nd down and 8 yards to go. 9 minutes, 42 seconds and counting in the third quarter. Oak Ridge on top. 21-14, 8:35 to play in the third quarters. Going splits out to the right side. The Wildcats have Wheeler and Miller to the left. Rian Hall at quarterback. 2nd down and about 8 yards to go. Looked like movement, but Rian Hall will throw it. Pass is caught by Ethan Wheeler. Ethan Wheeler moves the ball forward to the 21-yard line, and that is an Oak Ridge first down. I think the Hilltopper fans saw the right tackle jump really quick, and no penalty, but it'll be a first down.
I kind of think I saw the same thing. It looks like somebody from Oak Ridge's offensive line jumped a little quicker. Yeah, I kind of saw that myself.
But it is a first down for the Wildcats. The ball at the 21-yard line. This officiating crew is out of Knoxville as the Wildcats come to the line. 8 minutes to play in the third quarter. Oak Ridge up 21-14. Rian Hall back to pass, pressured, floats it into the end zone. Rashad Gray, does he make the catch? He does! No! Right at the pylon, out of bounds. Good coverage out there by Johnson City's defensive back. And, Rashad was the only one who was going to get it, but it was led him just a little bit too far. It'll be 2nd down, 10 yards to go.
Well, it was a really nicely thrown ball. It's back in the corner of the end zone. The only person that was going to get that was going to be Rashad Gray. Thought he had it. To me, when I see him come down with it, it's just a matter of does his foot get down. His foot did get down, but he just couldn't come up with the football.
2nd down, 10 yards to go. The ball at the 21-yard line. Rian Hall back to pass. Here's a pass. No. Intercepted.
Jeez.
Intercepted by the Hilltoppers. It was behind Ethan Wheeler and is picked off at the 21-yard line. It's another example, Scott. The Wildcats not finishing a drive. That's a costly. Well, it's a turnover. The Wildcat defense is going to have to come onto the field. The Wildcats once again inside the 30-yard line come away with no points.
Somebody batted the ball down, and then at the very last second, where it looked like nobody was going to get it, I think maybe Ethan tried to make that last-ditch effort and kind of tipped the ball up just long enough for I guess that's that free safety over there to come and pick up on the interception. An unfortunate turnover for the Wildcats.
Quarterback hands it to the running back, and he's belted. They hit at the line of scrimmage, right at the 20-yard line. Adams goes for nothing, and you're exactly right. Their running game has been really nothing with the exception of the quarterback. Their offense has been nothing with the exception of Hayes. He makes it go. Another carry that time. It'll be 2nd down, 10 yards to go.
Their running backs, David, there's no way they have more than 10 yards between the 2 or 3 of them.
2nd down, 10. Hayes back to pass, pressured, in trouble, sacked!
His own man.
Knocked down at the 18-yard line. The Wildcats came around, and I think it's Grumsky once again who'll get credit for it. It'll be 3rd down at about 14.
I'm not sure. It may have been Ethan. I saw his own man knocked him down, but the Wildcat defender knocked that man into the quarterback, and I can't. It was either Harry Boston. It was a 5. It was either Harry Boston or Ethan Grumsky. It looks like it may have been Ethan. He's kind of hyped up, and he's got to be pushing that 17 number, isn't he?
Yeah, let's contain the quarterback on this play. 3rd down, 14 yards to go. 2 receivers to the right. Hayes back to pass, pressured again, running in trouble. The flag goes down, might have a hold. Quarterback is going to be blasted right at the 17-yard line. Probably going to be a hold. If they stop him for no gain anyway, we'll check the call.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I don't do anything, if I'm Coach Blade, right before halftime or right before the second half starts, I say, listen here, you have got to, if you don't do anything else, they are holding Grumsky on every single play, and I believe that now that the referee is going to see that, they're going to be called for the hold. It will be declined. Oak Ridge appears to get the ball back on the punt.
Brandon Bonds will be standing back at around midfield. 6:22 to play third quarter. Johnson City Science Hill comes in at 9-1. They are in the top 10 in the state. The Wildcats come in at 9-1. as they'll punt it from the 10-yard line. He's had one punt of 12 yards. He's had some other punts pretty good. He's going to punt this one as a low line drive bouncing kick. It's going to be a good bounce for the Wildcats because it just rolls dead at the Hilltopper 48-yard line. Well, I have the opportunity, I'd like to say hello to AC Webb listening to our broadcast. He listens to us every week in California. He has made his first Oak Ridge game of the year, and he's here from California listening to us on the air.
What's his connection to Oak Ridge? I mean, he didn't just say, hey, who are these two bozos?
Might be his grandson, Hunter Sumner.
All right, well, nice to see him, and you know what? Would love to meet the man if he wants to come up here and bring us a little California sunshine.
Oak Ridge takes over on after the punt, 1st and 10 at the 49. Good defensive series for the Wildcats. Rian Hall at quarterback. Here's the snap. Ryan's going to run the ball. He's going to break out to the outside of the 45. It stumbles across the 30, down to the 29-yard line. 1st and 10, Oak Ridge. It looked like all the way down the field, the Hilltoppers had Rian Hall, but he was able to get great yardage, 1st and 10.
You know, is it me or does it look like Ryan's just he's getting quicker as
he's
this
in a
season,
second gear in this game.
He does. You know, I mean, he looks. You know, we haven't seen him get to the secondary a whole lot, and he just looks. He looks like he is a step quicker, with maybe the exception of Matt Moore, than anybody else on this field.
Ball's at the 31-yard line officially. 1st and 10, Oak Ridge. 5 minutes, 43 seconds and counting here in the third quarter. 21-14, Oak Ridge on top of the Hilltoppers. Shotgun formation once again for Rian Hall. Pitches it out to Matt Moore. Matt Moore's got a little bit of a hole. Cuts inside. He's at the 25 and dragged down at around the 23-yard line. Stayed in bounds. Wildcats a nice positive gain. Once again, the Wildcats knocking on the door, Scott. They got to finish it off and get some points.
They've got to finish one of these, David. You know, they've really, you know, they've been, but from 20 to 20, they have been incredible. Once they get inside the 20, you know, they've had some, you know, a couple of snafus. They need to do something when they got to put this one in the newly painted checkerboard end zone.
Jalen Miller, Ethan Wheeler split to the right side. Oak Ridge I formation. The Wildcats have Chris Ramsey at fullback. The tailback is Elliott Norman. Elliott Norman moves the ball right to the back to the line of scrimmage. Not much more than that. Elliott's running on a bad wheel right now, and I know, but you got to give Matt a little bit of a break. But it's going to be third down, about 1.5 yards to go, 4:35 to play third quarter, and much like the first quarter, the Wildcats have dominated the time of possession here in the third quarter. They were down to 4:25 and counting. It's third down, about 2. But as I've been saying over and over and over, the Wildcats have got to get some points. They lead 21-14. Here's the handoff to Matt Moore. Matt Moore breaks to the outside. He's got it. He turns the corner. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Oak Ridge. Moore takes it in. 4 minutes, 9 seconds to play third quarter. Once he got to the corner, no Hilltopper was going to catch him. Touchdown, Wildcats.
I tell you what, David, there is when you can really see how fast he is. I mean, number 5 and number 27 over there had the angle on him, and he just separated and could not catch up. That is a huge touchdown for this Wildcat offense as Brett Beeler comes in for the extra point.
The holder is Drew Stokes. Jared Verner, the long snapper. Another low snap, but Brett still is able to kick it up there, and it is good. Great job by Drew Stokes holding tonight.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, David, he has had, I can't remember, he's had 2 bad ones, 2 low, and that one high. Again, I know you got a freshman, snapper up there, but Drew Stokes has earned his keep tonight, done a great job getting that ball down, and that is not an easy thing to do.
Wildcats on top 28-14. Let's see if the Hilltoppers can answer. 4:09 to play third period here at Blankenship in an elimination ball game. Here's a kick by Beeler. Doesn't get all of it. It's going to be returnable. Picked up at the 10, to the 15, to the 20. Tripped up nicely. And then a late hit. Not called by the Knoxville official, but it'll be 1st and 10. I think it was Ricky Chitwood just got clobbered down there, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Hilltoppers. The stop is made out there by Michael Rowe. Nice play by the sophomore. It'll be Science Hill's offense coming onto the field. They were 3 and a punt last time. Let's see what the Wildcats can do defensively here. Secondary, Richard Turner, along with Rashad Gray, Jemiah Hall, Tevin Springs, And Hayes to pass, quick pass is caught, and a tackle is made after about a 9-yard gain by Richard Turner out at the 35-yard line. A little quick pass out there, 1st and 10, or close to it, for the Hilltoppers. Is right at the sticks. They're going to say 1st and 10 for Science Hill, right at around the 35-yard line. The Hilltoppers wasting no time coming to the line here. They're down 28-14. Up to the line they'll come. One receiver to the left, two to the right. Hayes, the quarterback, from the shotgun, rolls, pitches, and the quarterback just got clobbered, and tackle is made, but that time Hayes got popped by somebody. Nice fair hit by the Wildcats, but he felt it that time. It'll be for Johnson City Science Hill, 2nd down, 7 yards to go. Cam Gregg is our stat man tonight. We'll have the scoring summary and all the stats after the ball game. 2nd down, about 7 yards to go. Hayes pumps, fires a pass. Boom! Another big hit. But the catch is made. No whistles yet, and then they finally blow it down. And I think maybe that's why we didn't get that first down before. They're kind of slow on the whistle. His forward progress was stopped as long as they spot him where they blew the whistle. They do. Right at around the 45-yard line. It's 3rd down and about a yard. 2 minutes, 45 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. Oak Ridge 28, Johnson City Science Hill 14. Both teams 9-1 coming into this one. Hayes running up the field. Here's the pitch. Boom! They blast him behind the line of scrimmage. Elliott Norman, along with Zach Clark and a host of other Wildcats, they drop him for a loss of about 3 yards.
Well, I tell you what, if I'm a Science Hill fan, I'm thinking it's 3rd and 1. It's a critical play. Why in the world are you putting the ball in anybody's hands but number 11, and especially to pitch it back in the backfield, David? I mean, I hate to call him stupid, but that's a dumb play.
Reed Hayes is their punter. Let's see what they do here. They'll split out receivers all over the place.
Quick kick.
It's 4th down at about 3. Minute 58 to play. Play clock down to 6 seconds. And Hayes looks at it and calls a timeout. 28-14 is our score. Oak Ridge on top of Johnson City Science Hill. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back to Blankenship Field in 30 seconds. Wildcat defense risen to the occasion here in the 3rd quarter. They lead at 28-14. And what a game. This is a team that's been averaging around 48 points per game.
Well, let me ask you this, David. If they're down 2 scores, 2 minutes left to go. Is it too early to panic and go for 2 here? I mean, and go for it on 4th down?
They are going for it here. I think so. It's early. 4th down at about 3 yards to go. Maybe try to get Oak Ridge to jump off sides. They use another timeout. A minute ago you talked about how poor it was to make that play call. That is a poor call right there. They have just wasted 2 timeouts just to punt the ball.
I can't agree with you anymore. And again, dumb. No, it's just you can't do that in a critical, a lose and go home game. And if they come out and try to run some trick play, and you go, hey, look, man, we took a chance, but to take 2 timeouts when you're probably going to need those when you're down 2 at this point in this game, just that's not smart.
Wildcat.
Now watch him fake this.
Well, that would be a brilliant play then. We'll give him all the credit in the world. 4th down and about 3. Minute 51 to play, 3rd quarter. Brandon Bond standing back. And he is going to fake it. He's in a lot of trouble. He's rolling to his right. Gets up the field. He's not going to get it, I don't believe. Depending on where they spot him. They spotted him well. It should be a 1st down. Where they spotted him, the Wildcats had him. The Wildcats had him hemmed in. They went to the short side of the field. Wow, he got a great spot. I think he's got a 1st down. Wow, that's gutsy right there. But they do call the 2 timeouts. And they're going to stop it. I don't know why they need a measurement. It's right there at the sticks. 1st and 10, Science Hill. Drive continues. The ball's at the 47-yard line. 2 receivers to the right. Wildcats with a 4-man front. Hayes at quarterback. He's a senior. Rolls to his right this time. Now comes back to his left. A lot of pressure. Chris Ramsey and company drop him at around the 45-yard line. Got about 8 on the play. Once again, was able to get good yardage. And I'm going to go back to Cam here. How many yards rushing does Reed Hayes have?
Right now, Hayes, he's ran the ball 19 times, 131 yards on the ground, also has 100 yards passing.
Once again, back to pass, pressured, rolls to his right. Wildcats doing a better job containing. Here's a pass down the way, intercepted almost.
Oh, come on.
Almost a great play by Richard Turner.
No, is that not Elliott, I think, isn't it?
Over there. And it was nearly caught. And Elliott was down the field in good position, but that time the Wildcats did a much better job containing. You notice that? The Wildcats did not.
You can tell that's what they concentrated on at their halftime. You got to contain this guy. Keep him within, the 20 or so yards in the middle of the field. And, wow, this guy's very elusive.
Third down, 2 yards to go. Quarterback will pass. He's in trouble. Sacked! Boom! They drop him all the way back to the 46-yard line. He got hit once, eluded that first sack, and then the second guy, Richard Turner, lays him out, and it was fourth down and about 10.
Wow, Ethan had him, and then he spun off, and then Richard Turner, I guess, coming from his corner position. I don't know if that was a freelance kind of a blitz there or not, but again, you've got decision-making time. They went for it just a minute ago, and now, the quarterback / punter is over there talking to his coach. So, there's not one player, there's not one person on this field that's not watching number 11 right now and what he's doing.
Fourth down, 8 yards to go. 3 receivers to the right, 20 seconds to play. Play clock down to 4 seconds, down to 3 seconds, down to 2 seconds. They get the snap off. Back to pass. There's Holding. In trouble. He rolls. He looks. He fires. Wounded.
Knock it down. Knock it down. He caught
it. What a play.
He caught it.
Or did he?
Yeah.
He made the catch in the 20.
He caught it.
Beautiful play by the Hilltoppers on a play. The Wildcats had so many defensive backs back there, but he made a diving grab at the 20, and they just barely got the play up. Yeah. What a play.
Is that 1.3 seconds left to go?
Yes.
So this will be the last, I guess it'll actually start. They may not get this off, and it will. And David, this kid, just makes things happen. But, that play down there, it's got to be knocked down. The ball, he doesn't throw a very good ball, but it just gets behind our defenders, and one of their receivers comes back and slides and catches it. It's one of the most exciting plays you'll see, but wow. 28-14, David, I guess we'll keep it here, right?
And Science Hill has the ball, 1st and 10. Ball at the 20, and this drive has had many opportunities to end for the Hilltoppers, but the quarterback, Reed Hayes, continues to make plays for them. What a gamer, as you like to say, and he definitely is a star player for the Hilltoppers. 1st and 10. Back to pass, across the way, pass is batted away, knocked down nicely by Elliott Norman. Stops the clock, it'll be 2nd and 10.
Wow, kind of hard to catch your breath, and again, just a dynamic football player, and I think I may have said this off there. I can't remember if I said it on there. It's almost better when he throws the ball because there's a chance for them to miss it or an interception. But as long as he's running the ball, he is making something happen.
2nd down, 10 yards to go. The ball is at the 20. 4-man front. Hand off to the back. Adams, not a whole lot of yardage. Moves the ball maybe to the 16 or 17. It's going to be 3rd down and about 6. 11:45 to play in somebody's season. The Wildcats in the lead, 28-14, in a really fun game to watch. It's a fun. Obviously, when you're ahead, it makes it even more fun. But this has been an exciting game from start to finish. We've had a lot of big plays, a lot of good defense, and just some outstanding individual efforts. 3rd down, 6 yards to go. The ball at the 16-yard line. 2 receivers to the left. Look like they were moving. Quarterback pumps, rolls to his right. Now going backwards. He's in a lot of trouble. He throws a pass.
That's grounding.
Intercepted.
That's grounding.
And they say
that's grounding.
Complete.
There's nobody anywhere. That is intentional grounding, David. Look, is that number 45? Never mind. There is somebody within the vicinity, but he did a great job. And again, a great pursuit by the Oak Ridge defense to keep him hemmed in that time.
He is the most elusive quarterback, and like you said, just to look at him, he's a big kid, but he doesn't look fast, he doesn't look quick, he just makes plays. It is now 4th down, 6 yards to go, 11:13 to play. They're going for it. Ball is at the 17-yard line. Let's see what they can do. Quarterback Barks the play out. 2 receivers to the right, 1 man to the left side. Big defensive play. The Wildcats have had opportunities to stop him. Here comes the quarterback rolling.
Oh,
to his
no,
right,
nobody there.
And nobody's there to stop him, and he's going to go to the 3-yard line. Once again, that time they did not have the containment they've had.
Nope.
And it'll be 1st and goal for Science Hill. The ball at the 3-yard line. They've had containment the entire third quarter here until that play. Great play.
They have, and I think the defensive end over there kind of either got held really bad or just kind of got sucked in a little bit, and gave the quarterback that long corner over there. And lucky for Oak Ridge, he didn't get in, but they got 4 plays from the 3-yard line, and I guarantee number 11 is going to catch most of these.
1st down, goal to go. Hayes back to pass. Fires it in the end zone. Oh, incomplete. Man, Rian Hall defending. There was a little contact, but I guess that's a good no call right there, Scott. It'll be 2nd down, goal to go at the 4.
Kind of looking back, I can see a no call. I can see a defensive pass interference. I can see an offensive pass interference. So I guess, you no call it and you go from there. You live to play another day.
10:39 to play in the ball game. 2nd down, goal to go. Reed Hayes, quarterback for the Science Hill Hilltoppers. Receivers left and right. Adams in the backfield with him. He's going to roll to his right. Hit it to the end zone, take it to the 1-yard line, and a touchdown. The official on this side signals touchdown Hilltoppers. Good effort again by the quarterback, and the Science Hill team on the board with 10:33 to play in the ball game. 28-20, the Wildcats in the lead.
Well, I'll tell you what, Oak Ridge, they certainly didn't make it easy for them, David. They had to work and scrap and fight, and I tell you what, let me tell you who's got the best job, high school coaching job in America, is the offensive coordinator for Science Hill. Number 11, make me a play.
That's the way it used to be with Bohannon left, Bohannon right. As the Hilltoppers go for the extra point. 28-20, Oak Ridge in the lead. An eternity left in the ball game. 10:33 to play. Think of the big plays on this drive. Here's the kick on its way. It's up, and it is good. 10:33 to play in the ball game. 28-21, Oak Ridge. Rian Hall back there to receive the kick. He's a short man on the left side. He took the place of Brandon Bonds, and here's the kick. It's a high kick, short, and Robert Valdez is going to field it at the 30 to the 35-yard line. Fumbles the football, but the Wildcats recover it, I think.
Wow.
Boy, you talk about a break. Disaster right as Robert got the ball. He got popped, the ball came loose, and somebody for the Wildcats was able to recover it. And the recovery by number 9, Ted Mitchell, makes the recovery. So another big play by a sophomore. Man, Robert.
Boy, he did. But, I tell you what, I could not stand to see, if you're going to be carrying the ball, you don't need anything on your sleeves. And they wear these really slick, those black silky. I mean, I'm sure they keep you warm, but a play like that, you have no feel, and that ball just squirted straight up.
So here comes Oak Ridge once again offensively. 1st down, 10 yards to go at the 40-yard line, their own. Backfield split. Rian Hall at quarterback. Zach Clark the center. Here's the snap, it's good, and Ryan's going to run the ball at the 40, at the 45, at the 46, up close to the 49-yard line. Great individual effort that time by Rian Hall, but unfortunately his helmet comes off. That means he's got to sit a play. So Elliot Norman's going to have to come in and play a little quarterback right here. Wildcats on top, 28-21. Under 10 minutes, right at 10 minutes to go in the ball game. Ted Mitchell comes into the ball game for Oak Ridge. The Wildcats have the ball at their own 49-yard line. 2nd down and a yard to go. Elliot Norman at quarterback for the Wildcats. He's a senior. Most of the time when he gets it, he just runs it. Wildcats need to get to the 50-yard line for a 1st down. The snap, the handoff goes to Matt Moore. He's got the 50 and about a yard beyond to the 49-yard line. That's where Oak Ridge will have it. 1st down and 10 yards to go. 9 minutes, 32 seconds to play. This is one of those gut-grinding kind of ball games here. Even though you're up by 7, you know that they can score at any time. They've got such a fantastic playmaking quarterback. The Wildcats just want to work some time off the clock, and I know they lead in the time of possession by a lot. Wildcats still have the lead only by 7. Rian Hall back in at quarterback. The ball at the Hilltopper 48-yard line. Ryan hands it. No, he's going to pass it. Dumps it out of the backfield to Matt. And out of bounds he goes at around the 43-yard line. That's a gain of about 5 or 6.
I like that one.
Yeah, I do too.
You don't have to hit a home run right now. What you're trying to do is get 3-4 yards out of whack and keep that clock going, and exactly what they did. Why would the clock be stopped?
He went out of bounds. He got knocked out of bounds.
I didn't think they called that, but no, they started back though, right? So when did that stop?
Yeah.
A couple years with
Right. Now
they're starting. See, they
he went
started the back.
right. Let's see. The official's going to come over to the electric clock operator. The Knoxville electric clock operator. I've lost the officials. Doesn't really matter. It'll be the clock is wound. They're going to say that he didn't get out of bounds, that he was down before he went out, and we've seen that all season long. It's consistent. I don't really like it, but it'll work for us in this occasion. Second down and about 6, 8:45 to play in the ball game. Rian Hall looking at a blitz, going to run the ball himself, moves the ball to the 40. Rian Hall has an Oak Ridge first down at the Hilltopper 35-yard line. I hope that's not a flag in the middle there. There's something laying on the ground at the 44-yard line. They're going to move the chains. Obviously not a flag. It doesn't look yellow, but it'll be 1st and 10 Oak Ridge at the Johnson City 35-yard line. 8:35 and counting in this ballgame. The Hilltoppers wasted, well, I don't know if you call it wasted. They did get 7 points out of it, but they only have 1 timeout remaining. Oak Ridge has all 3 of theirs. 8:24 and counting. 1st and 10. At the 35-yard line. Rian Hall looks at the play clock. He'll milk it as much as he can. And the Wildcats get set. Here's the handoff to Oak Ridge's Elliot Norman. Elliot Norman struggles forward and is pushed out of bounds at around the 27-yard line. I'm telling you, Elliot is about 75% wheels right now. You're right. You don't want him to go out of bounds, but he wasn't going to go down. Elliot, you can't tell Elliot go down, but it was a hard fought and a nice run to the 28-yard line. It's second down and about 3 yards to go.
Yeah, it looks like he's not going to get anything, and he keeps just churning and driving and chugging along, and obviously very, very not healthy, kind of limping and galloping along, but still picks up 7 or 8 yards.
Second down along to the ball at the Hilltopper 28-yard line. 8 minutes, 6 seconds to play in the ball game. 28-21 Oak Ridge in the lead. Here's the handoff to Elliott. Elliott moves the ball for a first down. Stood up straight right at the 15-yard line. Should have gotten enough for the first down and got a good spot. We haven't had a lot of good spots in this one. I like that one, Scott. 1st and 10 Oak Ridge at the 24-yard line.
That's a nice drive to give. Right now you're trying, 2 purposes. You really need to score here. Really, really, really have to score here. But you're trying to get as many first downs and make that clock go down as much, as quickly, as much as possible. Of course, you'll try to score, you'll try to touchdown any time, but you're trying to kind of do both of them right now.
Wildcats will milk the clock down, the 25-second clock down to 8 seconds. 7:35 to play in the ball game. 28-21 Oak Ridge. Rian Hall looks at the clock. The snap goes now with 1 second to go. Ryan wants to run it, fake the pass, comes off to his right, stiff arms his way forward. Looked like he was horse collared, I agree. At around the 22-yard line, stays in bounds. Got the play off, Scott, with about a half a second left because he was starting to tick from 1 to 0. 7:13 to play. It's a gain on the play of only about 2.
That's all right. Again, you're moving the clock and nobody got hurt, and you've got possession. You're still you've got a very nice drive going right here, and you really hope during on the position of the field there, you've got to come up with some points. You got to finish this thing off here.
Rashad Gray, Ethan Wheeler split to the left side, I formation. The clock down to 11 seconds on the play clock. 6:45 to go in the ball game. The Wildcats from the eye. The pitch will go to Matt Moore. Matt Moore across the 20, tackled it around the 18-yard line. It's going to be third down and about 4 yards to go. Stayed in bounds. 6.5 minutes to play in the ball game. Precious time ticking away for Science Hill with their only 1 timeout. The Wildcats with the ball at the 18-yard line. It's a long play, third down and 4.
Well, but I'm thinking that. Well, I say it's 4 down territory here, but a field goal gets you up 2 scores.
Right. Rian Hall trying to get a first down here. They need to get to around the 14-yard line. They're at the 17 now. Down to 10 seconds. Fires a pass. Oh, it's incomplete. Man, whoa. Ryan threw that a little quicker than he really needed to, and Ethan wasn't even ready.
Did he get tipped?
I don't think so. I don't think so. In fact, I was surprised he actually threw it as quickly as he did. So that makes it 4th down and about 4 yards to go. And they did the snap with 10 seconds left on the play clock, which was unusual. I mean, he had been milking it down to 1 second until that play. Wildcats not going for the field goal. They're going for the first down here. Here they come.
Timeout.
2 receivers to the right. 3 receivers to the right. Rian Hall at quarterback. Back to pass. Pumps it. Fires it. End zone. Oh, it's dropped at the 1 yard line. Rian Hall might have been able to run it. Wow. Wildcats do not try the field goal. Now they give the ball back over to Science Hill, so it's another drive where they get no points.
Well, they get no points, and I tell you what, I felt you kind of rushed into that play, and you rushed in. You got 5 minutes left, 5.5, 6 minutes left to go in this game. You got 3 timeouts. You're up. You may not need the whole timeout, and let's talk about our play and if this is exactly what we want to do. Now you're in a position of letting them come down, score, go for 2, and lose the ball game.
Here they come to the line, 1st and 10. Science Hill takes over on downs. Hayes to pass. Grumsky almost sacks him. Rolls to pass, dumps the pass. It's going to be caught. Then a nice tackle by Zach Clark around the 24-yard line. It's a gain of 7 or 8 yards, short of a first down. The clock still moves. 5:39 to play. What an exciting game here at Blankenship Field. 28-21 Oak Ridge in the lead. It's a gain of 6. 2nd down, a long 3 to go for a first down. The ball is at the Hilltopper 24-yard line. 4-man front. Hayes fires a quick pass. Incomplete. That time he took not enough time on that one. The intended receiver was for Olsen once again. That stops the clock. 5:19 to play. 28-21. Wildcats in the lead. It's 3rd down and 3. Hilltoppers have come up with big plays all night long when they've needed them. Wildcat defense getting a little help from the Oak Ridge crowd here. Clock is stopped. 5:19. Hayes, 3rd down and about 3. Back to pass. Rolling, in trouble, breaks a tackle, picks up a first down. Moves the ball across the 30. The Wildcats
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, exactly. Sarcasm there, Scott?
Well, the guy's going to run. And again, Oak Ridge did a good job of not letting him get outside, but he sees a little gap up the middle. And again, you'll trade a couple first downs. You got to keep that clock going now the other way.
5 minutes, 6 seconds to play in the ball game. Hayes, once again, there's a high snap. Back to pass. Once again, this time he's going to be tackled. Only about a yard or so gain up to around the 35-yard line. They only have 1 timeout. They use that 2 to decide to fake a punt. Chris Ramsey makes a stop. 4 minutes, 48 seconds and counting in the ball game. Grumsky also on the stop. 2nd down, 7 yards to go. 28-21 Oak Ridge. Ball is at the Hilltopper 35-yard line. 4-man front. Hayes, a little quick pass, incomplete. High and over the top, incomplete. Defending was Rian Hall. Clock is stopped now. It is 3rd down, 7 yards to go. 4.5 minutes to play in the ball game. What a great game.
It's ended up being one heck of a ball game.
Hilltoppers switching out balls there. Hayes, cool as a cucumber. Back in. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers to his right, 2 to the left. 1 lone running back is Adams. 4-man front Oak Ridge. Hayes cranks it up. Pass in the flats complete. And Jalen Miller makes the stop. It's a first down up at the 45-yard line. And they're just dinking it up the field here. It's one of those Wildcats need to make a big play defensively. It's hard to defend this guy. I mean, he just makes play after play after play. The Wildcats have the corners are seniors Jalen Miller and Rian Hall, Richard Turner Jr. and Rashad Gray is the other safety. 1st and 10. Hayes rolls to his right, runs across to the 50-yard line, pushed out of bounds by Trajan Spratling at that point. Once again, positive yardage. He's at midfield, 4:14 to play. Caleb Sherrill's coming in the ball game. Tyler Dowdy checks out a defensive end. Ball's right at the 50. Clock is stopped. 4:14 to play. Wow, Scott, it's coming right down to it.
Well, it is, and you just feel the momentum kind of going Science Hill's way, and they're just marching the ball down. A big play here once again is the ball is caught for another first down.
Ball is at the 43-yard line of Science Hill, and they're not taking a whole lot of time off the clock. Just little short dink passes as Chris Ramsey comes back in the ball game. Checking out will come Camden Clark. 4:08 to play in the game. 28-21 Oak Ridge on top of the Hilltoppers are in Oak Ridge territory at the 44-yard line. Adams is the running back. Hayes rolls once again, tries to get to the corner and runs out of bounds. And then there's a block in the back on Richard Turner, but no call. Is another positive game. They're all the way up to the 36-yard line. 3:55 to play in the ball game. Things are getting down to cases here. Chris Ramsey pushed him out of bounds. Second down, 1 yard to go. Ball's at the 36-yard line. Hayes looking over to the sideline for the play. Hilltoppers have 1 timeout remaining. 3 receivers to the right, 4-man front. Hayes,
false
back to
start.
pass.
Yeah.
And you can hear the coaching staff. It is a 5-yard penalty against Science Hill.
Big boy's having a hard time getting out of a stance, and they need a little extra. 330 pounds, need just a little quick kind of an extra jump start to get that thing going, and jumps a little quick. This brings up 2nd and 7.
Science Hill played overtime last week against Kingsport. Dobbins Bennett lost by 3. The Wildcats in the lead, 28-21, 3:53 to play. It's now 2nd down and about 7. Hayes to pass, fires a pass, incomplete. Defending out there was Zach Clark. Pressured once again by Oak Ridge. The Wildcats are getting in a lot of pressure in there. 3:48 to play in the ball game. 3rd down, 7 yards to go. Ball's resting at the Oak Ridge 42-yard line. The bell tolls continues to play here, but each time they play it, each time they make a big play. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. 3:48 to play in the game. Hayes at quarterback from the shotgun. Back to pass. Cranks it up long. Pass is caught. Splits the defense, and that's going to be a touchdown for the Hilltoppers.
Wow.
Great play by Science Hill, and they're with them 1 extra point from tying this ball game with 3:38 to play. Scott, all those opportunities the Wildcats have had offensively and they haven't got points would come back. Just a beautiful throw that time and a great route run by the receiver, and they're going for the extra point.
Well, it is. I'll tell you what, the good thing is, David, there's still a lot of time. 3 minutes, 38 seconds left to go in this ball game, and Oak Ridge is going to have the ball in their hands. Let's see here. I got 28-27. This extra point, the ball is snapped. It is down. It is up, and it is.
It looks off to the right.
Oh, wow.
Good.
Just barely good.
Wow.
We have a ball game, David. 28-28. 3 minutes, 38 seconds left to go in this ball game. We'll be back to Blankenship Field in 60 seconds.
Welcome back to Blankenship Field. Brandon Bonds makes a fair catch at the 30-yard line on the short pop-up kick. Well, here we go. 3:37 to play. 28-28, 2 unanswered touchdowns by the Hilltoppers here. The Wildcats inside the 30 several times, no points. And the Wildcats have 3:37 to get down the field and about 69 yards to do it.
Oak Ridge 28, Reed Hayes 28.
Yeah, that's true. And here comes Oak Ridge on the field here. Wildcats have all 3 of their timeouts. Wildcats, couple drops here. One at the goal line earlier, a big one. And here comes Rian Hall at quarterback. Two receivers to his left. Running backs. Rian Hall is going to run it himself. Rian Hall is belted. About a yard gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and about 9. The Wildcats played in overtime and won against Anderson County. The Hilltoppers lost to Dobbins Bennett last week in overtime, but the Wildcats, still with 3:19 to play, have a 2nd down and about 8 yards to go. You don't want to turn the ball over for sure right here, but you don't want to give the ball back to them. They only have the 1 timeout. As the Wildcats have Miller and Wheeler splitting out to the left. The Wildcats have Elliott Norman, Jalen Miller to the right. Matt Moore is the running back. 2nd down, 7, 2:59 to play in the game, 28-28 the score. Rian Hall rolls to his left. looks and fires. Ethan Wheeler, 35 to the 40, to the 45, to the 49-yard line, and that is an Oak Ridge first down with 2:45 to play. Wildcats, 1st and 10.
You know, Oak Ridge, it seems that they have had a lot of success throwing those little underneath patterns, David. You know, the 7-8-yard little dinks, and those are awfully safe, and I'd really like to see Oak Ridge just have a whole steady diet of those in the next 2 minutes, 45 seconds.
The Wildcats will late to get Rashad Gray in the ball game. 2:45 to play in the game. 28-28, the Wildcats have the ball at their own 48-yard line. The Wildcats and Hilltoppers, the two teams haven't played since 2005 on this field, and the Wildcats won in a first-round game. 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. Here's Rian Hall running at the 50. Rian Hall to the 45. Rian Hall down for a first down at the Hilltopper 40. 2:38 to play in the ball game. Another first down. 28-28 the score, 1st and 10. The clock is wound. 2:37 to play. Quarterback is Rian Hall. He's got Ted Mitchell as a receiver, a sophomore to the left. 2 receivers to the right. And here's the handoff to the back, and that's Elliott only for about a yard or 2.
Snap the ball with 20 seconds left on the play clock. Are you trying to, what do you think about that now? Are you wanting to get it, trying to milk it a little bit more than that, or?
I don't know.
I don't either. I mean, that's, do you want to try to score here as quickly as possible, or are you trying to?
I just want to score, Scott.
That's what I'm saying. All I want to do is score.
2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. 2nd down 8, 2 minutes to play in the ball game. Rian Hall for the 38-yard line. The pitch goes out to Elliott Norman. Got a nice block. Needs another one from Camden Clark. Elliott lowers his shoulder, moves the ball to the 33. When do you start thinking about using one of those 3 timeouts? It's going to be 3rd down and about 2 yards to go. Still without Matt Moore. Still without Jalen Miller, who's cramping down here. It's 3rd down and about 3. 97 seconds to play. So much time is ticking off the clock, Scott.
Time's okay. I don't think you start worrying about it now until you get out. Probably now after this play.
Yeah.
I think you start. You got plenty of time now, but I think after this play, you start really kind of watching the clock. One more first down, and you're probably in field goal range.
From the 33-yard line, shotgun formation for Rian Hall. Rolls to his right, fakes it, runs the ball. Now he's going to get nothing. That's 4th down. I disagree with that. I think they should have called a timeout right there. We're down to 1:04 to play. It's 4th down and 3. They're not in field goal range now. And the Wildcats will call that timeout. They need about 4. He lost a yard there. 28-28 is our score. The Wildcats come to the line here. The ball is at the 34-yard line of the Hilltoppers. 1:02 to play in regulation. Rian Hall, quarterback. They've got everybody in the box there. Ball's at the 34-yard line. Elliott Norman in the backfield. Ryan drops back to pass. Will he run it? He's going to throw it. Pass is caught for first down. First down to Robert Valdez. Huge play. Maybe the biggest of his career. Makes the catch at the 23-yard line.
What is a heck of a job for him to just hang on to that ball. As he catches it all in his arms and he catches it away from his body. And, he didn't bring it in. And his strong hands, he had a defender all over him. And it did a great job. A huge first down. 50 seconds left to go in this ball game.
Wildcats still have 2 of their timeouts. Hall, 45 seconds to play. 1st and 10. Rian Hall runs the ball. He's at the 20. Rian Hall to the 10. Down to the 7-yard line. 1st and go Oak Ridge. 1st and go Oak Ridge. Definitely in Brett Beeler field goal range. 35 seconds to play. 1st and go Oak Ridge. And a timeout is asked for by the Wildcats. Scott Munger. Wow. Elimination ball game here at Blankenship Field. The Wildcats officially at the Hilltopper 6. Blake Goins, a receiver to the right. The running back is Elliott Norman. Hobbles up to the line. 2 receivers to the left. The Wildcats have 1 timeout remaining. 36 seconds to play in regulation. 28-28 the score. Shotgun formation. Robert Valdez in the backfield. Shotgun for Rian Hall. Here's the snap. Ryan's going to run it. Ryan is at the goal line. Does he take it across? He does.
Yes.
Touchdown, Oak Ridge. Touchdown, Oak Ridge. Touchdown, Oak Ridge. Touchdown, Oak Ridge. 29 seconds to play in the ball game.
Woo! 34-28. Again, Rian Hall takes it over from 6 yards out, puts the Oak Ridge up 34-28. 29.8 seconds left to go in this ball game. Again, what a great football game we've got here. And David, it's still not over, but with one timeout and 29.8 seconds left to go, it's an awfully uphill climb. The kick is up, and it is good. Oak Ridge on top, 35-28.
Now
Brett
Brett
Beeler in to kick the ball off there.
Got to get it in the checkerboards here. He's kicking from left to right. 29 seconds to go in the game. 35-28. Brett hits it high into the checkerboards. 80 yards to drive. 29.8 seconds to do it in.
That's a big kick right there. I'm thinking here, what you don't want to do here is give up a big play on the kickoff. And Brett nailed it. And again, Oak Ridge is 29.8 seconds left from moving on to Maryville.
The Wildcat defense onto the field. Tyler Dowdy is the left end. The right end is Ethan Grumsky, Darius Patterson, Chris Ramsey on the line. The Wildcats have Zach Clark, Elliot Norman, Trajan Spratling. 1st and 10. Reed Hayes back to pass. Rolling to his right.
This time.
Trying to get out of pressure. Fires a pass caught, and he goes out of bounds at around the 33-yard line. And only 7 seconds off the clock there. Kind of a slow trigger finger there. 21.1 seconds to play. That had to be more than 7 seconds.
It was a long time, wasn't it?
It'll be for the Hilltoppers. 1st and 10. The ball at their own 37-yard line. They're moving right to left, trailing Oak Ridge 35-28. 21 seconds to play in somebody's season, perhaps, or will we go to overtime? Quarterback Hayes fires a pass. He dropped it. Janeway dropped it at the midfield stripe. Man, he might have gone a distance.
Yeah, that's McHugh, and he's right on the OR, right dead in the center field. He's the same guy who scored the same play that they scored that touchdown on. And David, it's a nice throw, and just couldn't come up with it. But if you're a Hilltopper now, you're just thinking, man, he's got to catch that ball because he had some running room.
We're down to 15 seconds to play in the ball game. 35-28, Oak Ridge in the lead. 2nd and 10. Ball at the 32-yard line. Hayes back to pass. In trouble. Grumsky hits him as he fires the pass. Knocked away by Zach Clark. Nice play by the senior linebacker. It is now 3rd and 10 with 8 seconds to play in the ball game. Scott Munger.
Boy, how big would that have been? Again, you've got maybe 2 plays left. 3rd and 10. Oak Ridge right now, you just back everybody back, and you just don't let anybody get behind you right here, David. Or maybe some kind of a trick play, with somebody coming underneath and some laterals and stuff.
3rd down, 10 yards to go. The ball at the 32-yard line. 8.4 seconds to play. 35-28 Oak Ridge. Snap back to Hayes. Counting it down. Grumsky sacks him! Grumsky sacks him! Grumsky sacks him! Grumsky, like he's done all season long, smashed him to the turf. 2 seconds to play in the
I tell you what, it's been a long time coming. I don't think Ethan's had a clean shot on him, from the first quarter. And Grumsky again, nice sack. And I tell you what, he's played his heart out too. He's been held just about every play. So the last play, obviously, you just throw it deep here. And then what a ball game! 35-28, 2.1 seconds left to go in this ball game. And it looks like Oak Ridge, unless Science Hill come up with some miracles, going to go on to Maryville next week.
The Maryville Rebels and the Wildcats played obviously in the early part of the season, but miracles can happen. I mean, this guy is a miracle worker. I've been so impressed with Reed Hayes. They say he's committed to play baseball at the University of Tennessee, but man, there's nothing flashy about him. He just makes plays.
He's a gamer. I mean, that's what look, I don't know, and I'm the worst person to kind of evaluate these high school kids and where they go in school and college. But you just look at I want him on my team, you know. And again, hey, he's got 73 yards to go in 2.1 seconds, and we'll see what kind of miracle worker he is.
Wildcats playing everybody way on back there. 4th down, 15 yards to go. The final play of the game, unless there's a defensive penalty. Hayes back to pass. A lot of pressure. Pass incomplete. Oak Ridge wins. Oak Ridge is headed to the second round as they defeat Johnson City, Science Hill, here at Blankenship Field by a final score of 35-28. And it's pandemonium in the stands as the Wildcats head to Maryville in the second round.
Woo! I tell you what, it wasn't easy. And I tell you what, everybody who paid their money to get in here certainly got their money's worth. And again, a dynamite game. Oak Ridge 35, Reed Hayes 28, and congratulations to this Wildcat team.
Thanks, guys. Here is senior member of the Oak Ridge Wildcats, Robert Valdez. Robert, first game here at Blankenship Field, the playoff game since 2005. How did it feel to play in front of these fans at home?
It felt great, it felt like I was home, like I was. We made the best of it.
Yeah, definitely. Coming here, a big game. I guess since you've been here, made a couple of playoff pushes. You ended up with 2 receptions for 19 yards, but a couple of really big plays. Can you talk about your game, maybe what they were doing defensively?
They was really focused on the strong side, which is Wheeler and whoever's the wideout over there. They switch it sometimes, and they left the weak side open most of the time, and we took advantage.
Really big play, game-changing play really made by you. It's 4th down, 4th and 2, I think, on the 22-yard line, somewhere around there. You made a great play to gain 10 yards. What was the call there, and what was going through your head in that moment?
It was trips right flood, and it was originally supposed to go for Ethan, but the defender went for Ethan and left me wide open, and so I just had to make a play.
Had a guy draped all over you. Just a great play. Good job, Robert.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That is Robert Valdez, wide receiver for the Oak Ridge Wildcats. Next up, we're going to try to get Zach Clark. Thanks a lot, Robert. If we can get Zach over here to do an interview, would be much appreciated. Zach asked Robert the same question. First playoff game here in quite a while. How'd it feel to play in front of your home crowd?
Man, it's electric. I honestly can't describe another feeling like it. It's like walking down the steps times 10.
I know we were kind of wondering, you're playing center tonight, playing both ways. We haven't played center this season. Really, where'd that come from? You ever played center before?
Actually, I practiced it in the spring just as a backup, just in case of emergency situations like this. I've never really, I just was going to do what the coaches told me to do, basically, so help out the team.
How was that playing both ways? Were you pretty tired tonight?
Very.
Had a great quarterback on the opposite side of the field, great offense, averaging 48 yards. But you guys held them to 28, shut them down, especially in the first half. You guys held them to, I think they had 10 yards in the first quarter. You guys were doing a great job. Anything special you were doing tonight?
We were just getting great pass rush off the edge and our interior line. Fufu, Hootie, Harry Boston, Tyler Dowdy, Caleb Sherrills, and Ethan Grumsky. They were just amazing tonight.
Well, all you guys were amazing tonight. Got the win. Great game. Certainly didn't disappoint. Final score 35-28. Congratulations. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Cam.
That is Zach Clark, senior member of the Oak Ridge Wildcats. I don't really know where we're going to go next. I think we're going to send it back up to you guys for now. And I guess Ethan Grumsky, maybe you want to do an interview? Ethan wants to do an interview. Ethan, I was just talking to Zach. Great quarterback. I'm sure you're dead tired. Talk about what you guys were doing tonight.
He's a great quarterback. I don't know. Just the last series, I lost containment enough times during the game. I figured I'd break down a little, and I came up with a huge play. Luckily, my other lineman contained, and it was just a great win for us at home.
Yeah, 8 seconds. That big play down there late. Really, you were back there. I'd say all night. Especially, I think we were talking. You got back there in the first quarter. Probably every time. I think eventually adjusted, realized that there was a fast defensive end, and kind of cut up. Were there any adjustments you guys made? Maybe a contain or anything to try to offset his speed, his agility?
Well, yeah, we were supposed to be keeping contained all night, but, we get excited. We see that quarterback not looking, and he hits us with a spin move back out. So in the second half, on big plays, I knew I couldn't do that like I did in the first half. I did, I think, 3 times in the first half in a row. I knew I couldn't do that the second half if we wanted to win. And luckily, me and Dowdy, our other defensive end, stopped doing it, and we were able to contain him, and we were able to pull out the win.
Yeah, great win. Congratulations. Thanks a lot, Ethan.
Thank you.